Join us in the chat room. Join us in the chat room. You see us talking here, that's for the talk, 'cause now we're planning ahead for the streets.
Oh yeah.
Mike in the night room.
It's Mike in the night.
Oh, Mike in the night room. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no. Mike, don't worry about a thing.
We got a big show planned for you folks tonight here.
Don't you worry about a thing. Around the back, we'll keep on talking. Mike will be the one to do the talking. Down here on Peasant Street, city of all broken dreams. Mike's still on the air. We do we like this. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no no.
Just setting up the gear here, folks, making sure it is running properly
Mike in
here
the
on the back
night
end.
live stream.
This is Mike in the Night live streaming here on Mike in the Night.
Mike in the night. Mike in the night. What is it you want from me? And do they steal our dreams so don't you worry about a thing. No, 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 no. Won't let you worry about a thing. It's alright to feel, even though it's do or die, that we can make it work. Even though the circumstance is hard, if we try, oh baby. Even though it's do or die, we should make it work. We should make this work. Oh, is it right to feel, baby? Even though it's do or die, we can make this work. We should make this work. If we try, oh baby, even though it's do or die,
We can make things work. That's from our boy Ralphie at KiwiRadio.nz that made me that song out of the goodness of his heart. Yeah, we are a few minutes early, and I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you'll be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky, or your camper or cabin in the woods, or relaxing on your lazy boy. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. Today is November 3rd, 2025. We are on episode 23, episode 623. Oh, episode 23 was like in 2017 or 2018. So that was way, way, way back when. But we are here on episode 623 of Mike in the Night, season 33, episode 6 for your diehard fans out there. Your diehard fans out there, it's season 33, episode 6. And I want to send a special thanks to all the messages I've been receiving from everybody. It looks like we are growing on every social media platform that we're on, which is nice, but it's kind of bad in a way because it's better to, when people get the warning when it mattered so they could fix the problem. But we are unfortunately not getting the warnings or discussing I told you so's. It doesn't really, it's just not beneficial for either party. We try to get the word out there. No one gets it. Then we're allowed to get the word out there. Then everyone is like, well, we know this already, Mike. It's like, it's too bad. All right. Okay, it looks like we are streaming. I'm just checking all the channels here, guys. Tonight we'll be on YouTube, Facebook. My Instagram is showing that we are not live. I don't know why, but we'll figure that out for next show. And I'm just trying to think what other platforms here. Rumble and D Live we are live on right now as we kind of try and get the message out as further and as furthest away as possible. So let's go up into the chat here and check out who's here. Yeah, Low Roller Scratcher, Sandy, how you doing? Brian's in the house. Woo! So we got quite a few people here on the Rumble and the YouTube right now. Blessings, everyone, says Jeff Nugent. Good to have you on. Diablo63 in the house. How you doing, buddy? And we got Eduardo in the house. Hey, we got Heiza Says, guys. Don't forget to check out Heiza Says. Heiza Says. Don't forget to check him out. Click on his little picture there, and then subscribe to him, please, if you don't mind, please. Heiza Says has been there. Florian has been there for me on and off over the years. And he knows when I'm about to crack, he'd call me up, or I'm losing it, or I am not on my game. He would call me up and check on me. And that's a true brother in Christ right there. A true brother in Christ. What's up, D-Man? Sandy in the house. It's Monday night! Yes, you told me. You did tell me you have another one in the oven, buddy. And I did say a prayer. I did have my rosary here too. I don't know where. I think it's upstairs. But yes, I did say quite a few prayers actually. And I did say quite a few prayers to quite a few dearly departed people that have passed on in the last week or two. So I just wanted to let you guys know that power of prayer. It's good. It really works. You guys know that. And I want you guys to know that, how important that is. Okay, so who else do we got here? I don't know. Let me see. I'm just going to be checking some of the messages. I got a message from our buddies at American Trucker sent me a message today and said, Mike, let your listeners know that the largest capacity purge in trucking history, up to 600,000 drivers could exit the industry. There is a massive, they're calling it a capacity purge in the trucking history. And up to 600,000 drivers could exit the industry. So this is major. This is major, because you lose 600,000 drivers. I don't think they're going to replace it with 600,000 driving robots. Unless they get 600,000 Indians to come in, but they can't read properly and they're causing all accidents. So what are they going to do in America? What's the American proper going to do? 600,000. That seems pretty high. Okay, so we got people are saying they can't find me. Guys, we are definitely shadow banned. You guys know that. We've been shadow banned for ages on every platform. Like everywhere we go. It doesn't matter if we're on Rumble, we got banned on X. You know what I mean? We got banned on X. Like that just tells you where we're at, right? You're getting banned on X. You got yourself a bit of a problem, you know. So, and what else? Yeah, it looks like my Instagram is down, folks. I'm sorry about my Instagram followers. I got over 100,000 on there. And it's always good to have, it's always good to have that one going, because then it creates the attention you need. But, yeah, Rumble's moving nice, and D-Live is working, and we got someone on there, too. Okay, good. Good to have you guys. All right, guys, let us do we got Mitch Madden on Facebook. What's up, Mitch? We got Mitchy Mitch on Facebook. Okay, let's go over to a quick channel plug. If I didn't close the window. Yeah, here it is. Quick channel plug here on Mike in the Night. All right, MikeMartinsTax.com. MikeMartinsTax.com. You have any tax issues, go here, fill out this form. You want to buy me a coffee? Buy Mike a coffee, guys. I'll put a link in the description there or in the live chat. If you guys want to support and buy your little boy a coffee here, I really, boom, appreciate it very much. There it is. Buy Mike a coffee. There it is. And You could join the channel on YouTube. YouTube channels memberships start at $1 a month, $3, and then $15 for the hardcore fans. So if you want to support the transmission, $1 a month helps. KiwiRadio.nz. Don't forget to check out Ralphie and up-to-date. Usually there's up-to-date episodes of Mike in the Night right here. You guys can catch up on. And sometimes we have the MP3 versions on audio. We have audio. And there's a link here to our Instagram if you want to DM us here on KiwiRadio.nz. You scroll to the bottom. DM Mike on Instagram to ring in on Sundays. I guess he has it on Sunday. I don't know why, but New Zealand time. But it is, I know it is like Tuesday in New Zealand right now. So, and what do I have here? What do I have this open? What's it for? It's just the channel. Why is the channel open here? I don't know. Okay, let's move on. And all of Mike in the Night, mikeinthenight.org. Again, number one asked question, where do I find past episodes of Mike in the Night? mikeinthenight.org. Go in and listen to our callers all these years, all these predictions, all this discussion, all these connecting dots, figuring out what they have planned for us. What are they going to do to us? Why are they doing this to us? All that stuff is right here, guys. mikeinthenight.org. All right, guys, you are tuned in to the voice of the Commonwealth. Woo! On Mike in the Night. All right, guys, I hope everything's working good on your end. It looks like we got some people tuning in, and everything looks nice and crystal clear. I updated the quality of the stream to 1080, so I hope you guys enjoy that better quality stream here. Yeah, cost of food and rent. Yeah, everyone is feeling the pinch here. Everyone's feeling the pinch. Everyone's feeling the pinch. All right, let's get into our next little order of interest here. Let's get over to, we're going to get some headlines, folks. We did a channel plug. It looks like we are at already 6 o'clock here, 6:01 local time. And we'll kick off headlines. Yeah, there we go. It's time to kick off some headlines here tonight on Mike in the Night. I'm actually really humbled. Very humbled, actually, in the last week and a half, 2-3 weeks. I am getting bombarded with a lot of messages from everywhere, on every platform. It's, Mike, I saw your next war is Venezuela, 100%. And I was very sure 7, 8, 9 months ago when I made the video, I told you guys, now that Israel's coming, now that the whole Ukraine thing starts to fizzle out, Israel's starting to clamp down and whatnot, and all this proxy crap going on, and all of these not staged, but a lot of people in the middle getting hurt. What would I do if I was an evil man? What would I do if I was an evil leader? Man, we're going to go to war with Venezuela. 100%. Made that video with confidence, knowing that this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. Thank you so much. Someone sent me a Rainy Steps, sent me a $6.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that. All right. So let's get into Venezuela. And thank you for all the messages, guys. Reports. U.S. amassing 16,000 troops off of the Venezuelan coast. Of course they are. You have to. You think America wouldn't be in Venezuela if Venezuela's major export was turnips? If Venezuela's major export was turnips, America wouldn't be there, amassing 16,000 troops off of the Venezuelan coast. Of course not. But it's oil, right? So 16,000 troops off the Venezuelan coast, and Washington Post has reported that the U.S. is deploying massive military contingent to an area near Venezuela, including 10,000 soldiers and 6,000 sailors, in a move that appears to indicate plans to expand regional operations. And let's move on. Watch this. Trump says days numbered for Venezuela's Maduro. So Maduro is in there, and Trump is saying, you are next. U.S. president sent mixed signals over his plans for Venezuela as his military buildup in the Caribbean continues. And again, like we told you, and we predicted here. And you know what people are saying? I went everywhere, and I'm checking timestamps. You were on this before anybody else. And it's not that I'm just trying to, hey, yeah, look at me, I'm good. No. This is the playbook, and I'm trying to convince you guys and tell you guys this has to happen. And I can keep telling you what's going to happen as we go along, as it unfolds. And Trump denies imminent Venezuela strikes amid reports of military buildup. And President Donald Trump denied imminent U.S. strikes inside Venezuela, contradicting earlier claims from unnamed sources at the Miami Herald and the Wall Street Journal, suggesting attacks on Venezuela military installations were imminent hours or days. And let's keep going. Venezuela's Nobel Peace Prize winner backs U.S. military attacks on her own country. Of course! Because Venezuela doesn't export turnips. They export oil, and that is why, right? And the U.S. anti-drug campaign of Venezuela's coast is the only way to oust the illegitimate president Nicolas Maduro, according to opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. Now, Venezuela and Colombia and all these countries have been importing drugs through the CIA, through the United States and the governments for years. Years! But now it's a problem. Why aren't they going after the Chinese fentanyl that's white and the synthetic marijuana now? We knew the synthetic marijuana was dangerous, but I didn't know it was being made in Chinese labs too. So the synthetic marijuana they're selling on the streets for $1 a joint, killing and poisoning our youth. Our kids are getting murdered by the Chinese fentanyl coming in to Mexico. Fentanyl coming into Mexico, Benito Juarez factory, and being muled up to the United States. And then the fentanyl coming into Kitimat, BC port. Fentanyl coming in there from China and being poured on our streets here. And the precursors and fentanyl for these designer drugs are all coming from China. But Canada loves China. Love China. And what do we tell you here? Well, we told you a lot. Here it is here, folks. And if you want to see the videos, we made a video, very controversial video that got taken down off of some platforms. Step by step, what will happen with Venezuela-USA war. We actually told you step by step how it was going to go down, right? Then our big video right here, Venezuela is the next war. China versus USA is going to be fought on in Venezuelan soil. Venezuela, the next proxy war. U.S. warships are going to arrive, and there we have arrived, sorry. And it goes on and on with Venezuela, what is going down. And a little excerpt here. If I was a bad guy, what would I do? Watch this old video. Globalist, warmonger, that's where I'll start the next proxy war. Watch, let's go back. Here it goes. Warmonger, that's where I'll start the next proxy war. Would be actually in Guyana versus Venezuela. Start something up because, America's been sanctioning Venezuela for years, wanting to get their hands on their oil. So what a better way than doing a Guyana versus Venezuela. And I think USA, don't be surprised in the next couple of months if the United States of America starts ramping up military support in Guyana. And there is the military support right here. And military there's a video of a video we made. Look at that, guys. And our old mic of the night. EH1 just sent me $5 Canadian. Been trying to warn friends and family about the chin infiltration and the undrip, etc. They're still clueless. Will get worse before it gets better, in my opinion. That's very true. All right, here goes. Listen to this. What is this, a 2018 mic of the night? Any way for governments to fix this problem. They can't fix this problem. They're going to call for a huge reset. And this reset, it's going to be a major problem because they're going to have to shut everything down because there's going to be incredible civil unrest. That's why tonight I'm calling 2019 is going to be the year of the protest. They're going to protest the crap out of 2019, guys. The whole world is going to be protesting in 2019. Get your popcorn, sit back and relax, right? But then it goes back to that other comment and what we said. They're going to shut things down to avoid accountability. They're going to shut it down. They're going to find a way to go to hot war. They're going to have to do that whole Taiwan and China thing maybe, and the military presence build up in the Ukraine since 2016. During the Obama administration, we're having this massive military build-up on the Ukraine-Russian border, and we've been covering that. They might spark something there if they have to. And then it goes back to that whole thing that we've been talking about, pull the trigger on a pandemic. They're going to have to... Okay, people may have... So there it is. Pull the trigger on a pandemic, our famous line, multiple videos too. We'll put up a different video every week warning you guys that the only way they could solve this economic problems that we're in is by pulling a trigger on a pandemic and shutting it down, because they had to shut it down. All right, thanks for the super chat, guys. I don't get much super chats, but I already got 2 tonight. Thanks, guys. And Dino Bravo's in the house here. I could see somebody applauding him. Steven Sewell, what's up, buddy? So good to see you, man. So good to see you guys here tonight on A Mic in the Night. All right, let's move on to our next something serious is going down in Canada, folks. And this whole native land takeover, they're going into a part of British Columbia, Canada. British Columbia is just north of Washington State, maybe a 2-3 hour drive from Seattle. Now, in British Columbia, there's a city called Richmond. It's just southwest of Vancouver, like downtown Vancouver. And what's happening there is there's a judge that claims that the land, that a lot of these homes in the part of the city is on native land. And it's turning into an absolute nightmare for the homeowners. Now, I looked into the law of on the banking side. The bank still will demand their money, even though if they get evicted or forced out of their houses. They're going to require permission to sell their homes from the band, the native band. But in a way, why doesn't the band pay the homeowners for the houses so they get the money, and then give some sort of dividends or dividend checks to the people in the area that built the streets, that built all that? Because without the European expansion, you won't have homes and streets and sewers and all that stuff there. So why not make it fair where, okay, you want your land back, give us back fair market value on our homes, and give the people in the area, and give some, and the homeowners and people that were involved in building that infrastructure, give them some dividend checks, like give them some money back for this. And now let's go into the story here. And Richmond property owners worried after First Nations land claim. So this is massive because a judge made the decision that, yeah, this is now First Nations land. And there's all these homeowners on there. Let's see if they show the homes there. But there's all these homeowners on here in the area, and businesses that are in the area that are being affected by this. And people...
property. We have no intentions of selling this property.
In August, a BC Supreme Court decision granted the Cowichan tribes rights and title over a section of South Richmond. Over the weekend, the city sending a letter to about 150 property owners, alerting them of a public information session, warning them that this decision could affect their rights.
Will anybody want to ever buy a property that is being so affected? Could you get a mortgage and secure that mortgage?
The decision itself is 900 pages long and took more than a decade to reach. Legal experts split about what it means. The Cowichan decision, one of 3 in BC that have recognized Aboriginal title.
All right, give these people back their land. Give them their land. A majority of us, we'll just go back to Europe. That's okay. If someone comes to me and says, oh, you're on native land, or we're going to take your land, or we are taking back our land, or whatever the deal is, okay, just give me fair market value for my house, right? Just give me fair market value, and I'll just go back. I'll go back to Portugal. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Just give us our money, and we're gone. This is what's going to spark civil unrest. This is what's going to divide people even further, right? And okay, let's keep going. We got more on this here. Hardworking farmer. Sorry, I got all these windows opening up here. Hardworking farmer. This is from the Daily Mail. So this is from the UK. So they have A billion ads all around here. So, hardworking farmer on the verge of losing $1.6 million home and businesses of 51 years after woke judge gave land to native tribe. And this is the Daily Mail. This is the British equivalency to CNN. This is the British equivalency to CNN. And they're saying woke judge gave land to native tribe. The judge doesn't care because it's not her land. What does she care? She just wants to look good on paper. But again, give everyone back their fair market value of what they put in, what it's valued at, and just go back to Europe. Just go back to your country. Like me and my family, we're just going to go back to our countries. We don't care anymore. We're going to have this problem with that. We just go back to Europe. Good luck, Canada. Good luck, everybody else. They don't want us here. Yeah. And hardworking farmer on the verge of losing his home to Canada's Indigenous tribes has vowed to fight back and protect my property. But the thing is, here's the problem. It's going to cost a fortune with lawyers and stuff. Lifelong Richmond resident Cal Matu appeared before city leaders Tuesday night, outraged after learning his home could soon fall under Cowichian title. I have owned my land for more than enough years to know what's mine. I'm not giving up without a fight, Matu told Juno. So there he is right there. I pay taxes. I bought my place. And lo and behold, I don't own my place. It's not fair. You know, now he's being told he doesn't own his place. Like, there he is right there with his little setup. And he's being told, basically, there it is, being told, hey, that's not your land. They wait for you to build it, just like the Portuguese. When the Portuguese and the Italians and the Greeks and the Scottish, Irish came to build Canada, they built everything up. Then they're like, get out of here. We don't want you no more. You built the country. Get lost. So, more and more people are just going to be heading back to Europe. And this is my opinion. I think you can see more and more people just going back to Europe. I was just in Portugal 2 weeks ago. I don't have a problem living in Portugal. I have no problem whatsoever living there. I'm a citizen, and I don't have to worry about this. You buy you work, you pay off your assets, you have your stuff. Oh, that's not yours, by the way. Like Obama. Remember that piece of crap, Obama? You didn't build that. Yeah, those roads going to your business. You didn't build that. Remember that piece of garbage? Remember that? You didn't build that. So there it is, right there, folks. And let's keep heading out we'll get more Canada here. And now that Canadian real estate is at, I don't know, $800,000 for a one-bedroom that you could buy in Florida for $40,000. Canada's in a lot of trouble because people over-leveraged and borrowed more than they could chew. So here it is. Let's go to article scan here. Canada's mortgage arrears are now growing faster than the 90s. Big congratulatory. Now, people over-leveraged. They can't afford food because 8 out of $10 of their income goes towards shelter. Shelter. That's exactly what it is. And we warned you, so don't worry. I don't feel too bad because I warned you guys. Canada's banks aren't worried about mortgage arrears, but they should be. The arrears rate climbed again in August, according to Canadian bankers. So there it is. They are climbing back up. And here we are in 1995. And we're working our way, and it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna get ugly. More and more people are gonna lose everything, folks. And in Canada, you just can't go bankrupt on your property. You have to pay for it. They follow you around and I think Australia is like that too. In America, it's different. You send them the keys to your house in the mail and say, hey, I walk away. My house is worth less than what I bought it for. Keep the house. Hey, good luck. But in Canada, they follow you. It's kind of funny because in Canada, you don't own anything. We covered this on last week's Mike of the Night. You are leasing your property. You don't own your property because it's the Crown that owns your property. So we don't even own our property, but you can't walk away from the payments if it's worth less than what you bought it for. They'll still come and they want their money. That's how Canada works. They want their money. And good news, if you're a condo owner, 53 new condo sales. They only saw 53 new condo sales, but prices climbed. Yeah, prices are going to keep going up, or up or down, or kind of fluctuate. And here it is, condo sales. So less and less condo sales, and the price of condominium apartments, benchmark price in Canada is sitting at, this is Toronto, sorry, $1 million is the benchmark. And your single family homes are still sitting at $1.4 million. And the majority of these homes are garbage, built after World War II, falling apart, cracked foundations. Because they have winter in Toronto 9 months of the year. It's cold 9 months of the year. Garbage you're buying for $1.4 million. Unless you spend $3-4 million and get an average home that you could buy in Tennessee for 80 grand. 80 grand in Tennessee gets you a $4 million home in Toronto. That's just how it works, and that's how screwed Canada is. Canada has no idea how screwed they are. And let's move on to here. Leftist Canada PM Mark Carney elected to challenge Trump, apologizes to Trump. Yeah, that's just how it works, folks. And we told you in the winter or spring or summer of 2022, we told you a man named Mark Carney will come. He will become your prime minister. He was the Bank of Canada's banking governor or whatever, brought in, facilitated the money laundering from China. And then he went to the UK and England and became the governor there and brought in Chinese money and destroyed the housing market there too. This is your next prime minister. And then I did the research on Mark Carney. You didn't do no research. He's a banker, not a politician. Unsub. I'm never going to forget that. I'll never forget that comment. Now here we are. Here he is. Right? Mark Carney. And Bank of Canada cuts rates, prioritizing survival over inflation control. We made a short video today on how this is going to work out. And 2.25, and they were basically telling people that they have to basically learn to live with less. And Olivia Chow, back in the news. Look at Olivia Chow. We told you right at the beginning that this lady was going to be selected. Olivia Chow was going to win the Toronto mayoral race. This lady right here is going to become the mayor of Toronto. That's your mayor of Toronto. Now, I got an image I want to bring up for you guys, actually. And I want to show it here for you guys because it's kind of important. This is very important, so pay close attention. When the day after she won the mayoral race, there she is with the mayor crown, the whole crowny thing around her neck there that drapes over, and it's an official right here, official government. Oh, you can't see that on the thing. Let me. It's an official government page. Right there, official government page. Okay, very important that you pay attention. This is very important. 945 likes, 1,100 followers. This is the day after the election, the most voted for mayor in the history of Toronto. 1,100 followers. There's me. This guy can't read. 121,000 followers. Now hear me out. Hear me out. The reason why I'm bringing this up was because the day after, I made a video showing that. The day after, she got 88,000 Facebook followers overnight. From 1,100 to 88,000. Overnight. Your tax dollars are paying for those followers. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And it's all rigged. It's all fixed. None of these people should be where they are. But all right, congratulations. It looks like we got already 100 comments here on the restream. Mike, social media isn't the real world. Yes, I know that. And that's what I'm trying to tell people that are hooked on the social media or trying to figure out this what is happening around the world. The people that are trying to gauge, people with families, people that are just breaking even, people that are so hooked on trying to get the advice or get the guidance, right? Yeah, if Newsom wins in California, he'd tax us on oxygen usage. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, very, very fishy. Very, very fishy. Very, very fishy. All right, where are we off to? Okay, guys, we got to head over to some war talk. We got to get into the business of war here. Let's find out what's going on here on episode 623 of Mike of the Night on this beautiful November 3rd, 2025. Thanks for being here, guys, tonight. And let's go to war. Let us go to war. Iran armed forces say enemies won't dare to attack Iran again. And in Tehran, today's news, it's today's date, General Staff of the Armed Forces says that the Zionist regime and its main backer, United States, will not dare to renew their aggression against Iranian territories due to high level of Iranian military preparedness. Again, it's just saber rattling. And European allies to hold secret meeting in Madrid to boost support for the Ukraine. Of course they have to. Russia bad, Ukraine good. And unfortunately, we told you guys, don't take sides. Don't take sides. You know how many content creators are Russia bad, Ukraine good, Russia bad, Russia bad, Russia bad, putting Ukraine flags all over their social media? Took it all down. Took it all down. This is a war of attrition for Russia, and it's a back and forth, brouhaha, nonstop BS. And it's the people in the middle, and we told you guys the day this war kicked off, don't take sides. Do not take sides in these conflicts. The innocent people on the ground are the ones that suffer. Yep. And UK supplies Ukraine with more long-range missiles to strike Russia, says Bloomberg. Moscow repeatedly accused Kiev of targeting civilian infrastructure with Western-made weapons. The UK has supplied Ukraine with additional long-range Storm Shadow cruise missiles to enable deeper strikes into Russia, Bloomberg reported. London first announced the delivery of the air-launched rockets, which have range more than 250 clicks, 155 miles, to Kiev in May 2023. The latest shipment of an unspecified number of Storm Shadows is meant to help Ukraine maintain its campaign of long-range attacks against Russia during the coming winter months, Bloomberg reported Monday, citing unnamed sources. And escalating drone warfare. Ukraine strikes Russia oil port in Black Sea, fueling global energy concerns. Again, we're going to see a spike in oil and fuel, because as these oil wars continue, especially with Venezuela and other places, you're going to see the price of oil skyrocket. You're going to see the price of oil skyrocket, folks. UK faces pressure to halt arms sales to UAE amid Sudan genocide allegations. No, we're happy to see what's happening. And Sudan has provided evidence that the UN Security Council, including satellite images and video footage showing British-made military equipment used by Rapid Support Forces RSF in mass killings and atrocities in Darfur. This includes targeting devices and vehicle engines manufactured in the United Kingdom. And Trump warns Nigeria U.S. military may come guns blazing over killing of Christians. U.S. President Donald Trump has accused Nigeria of allowing the mass slaughter of Christians by Islamists and has ordered the Department of War to prepare for possible military action. And there's this post on Truth Social explaining this. And Kiev has received more Patriot missile systems, says Zelensky. The U.S. made air defense battery. Oh, he took off his stupid green shirt. This idiot was wearing this green sweater for 3 years, and we kept complaining about it. Looks like he changed his clothes. The U.S. made air defense batteries have been delivered by Germany, the Ukrainian leader has said. So they're getting more and more weapons in. And Putin unveils operational Stingnik nuclear-powered missile, a game-changer in modern warfare. And it goes on, it's designed to evade defenses by flying low 50 to 100 meters with erratic paths, and the Brozovink can loiter for days before striking. Wow. It can? Putin emphasized its potential for military deployment through Western analysis doubt its practicality. Previous failures include, okay, so it's got some failures, but this thing could buzz around for a while before it hits its target, eh? Let's keep going. New light shed on El Fashar horror as survivors arrive in Sudan's Tawalia. And testimonies describe bodies in the streets, families torn apart, and days without food after paramilitary forces seize Sudan City. So a lot of people in the middle that are being destroyed. A lot of people that don't deserve this. A lot of families that don't deserve this. These people didn't vote for this. They don't want this. And streets littered with corpses, families separated by violence, and survivors traveling for days without food and water. These are accounts emerging from people who have fled western Sudanese city El Fashar after it fell to paramilitary forces a week ago, following asphyxiating 18-month SFSA. I can't even read that. 18-month siege. And there it is right there. And then Sudan's unseen genocide, El Fashar. Carnage turns spotlight on UAE-Israel nexus. So the people, I guess, funding this is Canada, France, the UK, United States, Israel. That's who's funding this attack here. That's what it looks like here. The Canada flag is up there. So, of course, Canada is gonna always gets involved with this stuff in United States. They're always getting involved with these wars, and very interesting situation we're in with war. The chess pieces are moving. We're playing 25D chess now. We don't know who's tricking or treating anymore. We don't know whose side on what side anymore. People are flipping and turning. Nobody trusts nobody. That's what is happening now. And I don't blame. I don't blame anyone for not trusting nobody, because that's the point we are. Stay cool with your family. Stay cool with your friends. Take care of your neighbors. Watch out for each other, guys. These big issue deals that are happening here, it's tragic. It's very tragic. Creating awareness so it doesn't happen on our territory or it doesn't come close to home, right? But this all affects us in the end through taxes. We're getting taxed. We're paying for these wars, right? Okay, we got Sandy in the comments. We got Tigri in the house. We got Anna Key. Thank you, Anna, for being here. Nick is free is in the house. We got Misery. How you doing, buddy? Voting is fake BS. Oh, it's totally fixed. Mitch Madden. Mitch Madden is saying that the United States is pivoting to weaker targets. Of course. We got Captain 49er saying, Mike, a fan from Kamloops. Thank you. Kamloops is a city north of me. China allied with Russia. Canada sent billions to Ukraine to fight Russia. Canada now tries to ally with China for trade. Oh, I love it! I love it! Oh, I love it! And that's where it's at right now, folks. That's where we're at. It's all BS. It's all BS, my friends. All of it. Don't trust in anything they tell you or they try to sell you or try to just do your own work. Do your own homework. Larry is saying drones have changed warfare. Oh, yeah. It's Mike in the night. Guys, I'm really sorry for my Instagram followers. It's not working. I'm sorry. But we are live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and DLive. DLive's working real good. Thank you guys for being here and being part of the channel. Britain has fallen, says Larry. Oh, yeah, 100%. Islamic takeover. We were making videos back in 2012, 2013. Tommy Robinson would make a video. I'd watch his video and see the Islamification happening, the grooming happening, the takeover happening, the unwalkable streets happening. And I'd get excited to make a video and talk about it and say how this is what's happening, this is how it's going to go down. We made lots of predictions. We actually pinpoint predicted Ireland would be one of the countries to fall into civil unrest. The videos are up. And wow, somebody, RC Lamoureux, it's French there, sent me $20 Canadian. Revelations 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let them that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of the man, and his number is 663 score and six. Carney moved Brookfield to 666 Fifth Avenue, the Antichrist. Wow. I did not know that. But now we do. Because you're tuning into Mike of the Night. Thanks for the super chat. Wow, I don't really get super chats, though. I'm very, very grateful for the super chats, guys. I really am. I really am. Guys, you can join the channel for $1 a month, $3 or $15 if you choose to help support this transmission, because we're not funded. We got the videos up where they came to me and wanted to pay me for episodes. They were going to find me callers. They were going to give me script. They were going to give me everything for the show. They were going to give me the articles to read. They were going to have callers call in. And I said, you know what? I'm old. I'm 47. I'm going to be dead in like 15 years, 20 years. Maybe I got 20 years left. Maybe. And then I'm going to go now and screw you guys over? I'm going to screw you guys over now? Forget it. What for? For some money that I can't take with me to the next life? Give me a break. So the videos are up on that. They try to buy me. Videos are up if you guys want to see them. Sorry, guys. My nose is kind of plugged here. Anyways. Let's get into some real seriousness here. This is very dangerous, and this ties to the controlled information distribution. Bill Maher praises Trump for not playing silly game other presidents did in the Middle East. This is dangerous information. Do you know why? Because this guy was every week bashing Donald Trump. Every day bashing Donald Trump in his first term. Bill Maher has changed his opinion on President Trump. This is dangerous. This is controlled information distribution. You have to watch out. These people they receive funds for the 4 years to bash Donald Trump, and then now they receive funds to go ahead and praise him. Right? You got to be really, really careful with these people that have platforms that are kind of like figureheads in speaking. Watch out. Watch out, folks. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous information, so watch out. And also in the United States, ICE apprehends illegal alien previously arrested 10 times and charged with 19 crimes. Yeah.
It's Christmas time. There's always a lot of burglaries around the holidays. So we're just checking the neighborhood to see if everyone's taking the proper precautions. That's all.
Yeah. Just take the proper precautions, right? So Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has once again done the job that local official refused to do, protecting the American public. Federal officers in Washington District of Columbia arrested 27-year-old George Armando Melendez Gonzalez Henrique de Suave, an illegal alien from El Salvador with extensive record of violence, after Fairfax County, Virginia twice ignored ICE detainers and released him back into the community. So there it is right there, guys. This is a big problem. Everyone's hating on ICE. ICE is just doing their job and getting rid of the garbage that's not even supposed to be there. Again, when I tried to become an American, I had to make sure I had, I think it was $32,000 in a bank account, a place in my name, a corporation sponsor me, no criminal background, a physical check. I did everything they asked for when I tried to live in the United States. corporation sponsorship, the whole 9 yards, everything. And then I went into immigration. They said, well, we're not taking your kind right now. Apply in 5 years. It's impossible to live in America, even if you do it by the book. Impossible. So that's why a lot of these people come here or come to America or Canada and break the law. Well, it's not that hard to get into Canada if you're from Pakistan, Somalia, China, the best countries, right? Walk right into Canada, right? India, no problem. So there it is right there. And Tennessee man jailed over Facebook meme has charges dropped after outcry. It's about time that we win.
Sonny! You're not going to find any records of Vincent LaGuardia Gambini practicing in any courts.
And why? Because Tennessee man jailed over Facebook memes dropped after outcry. This is good that the people are standing up to this. And 20 U.S. states signed treaty to arrest and re-educate citizens who criticize Israel. So if you criticize Israel for multiple things they have done to basically destroy the fabric of society, if you go against anything Israel said or you have a problem, they're going to arrest you and re-educate you. A new treaty has surfaced, one that authorizes the identification, detention, and re-education of American citizens who accused of sharing online material deemed hostile towards Israel or critical of global governance. So if you're critical against global governments, why global governance? Why? What does Israel have to do with global governance? Everything has to do with Israel and global governance. So you talk about global governance, you're talking about Israel. You talk about Israel, you're talking about global governance. And they tried and that's why I got banned on X. My video, how Hamas got played. This guy right here, Netanyahu, was supposed to go to jail. People were protesting 36 or 39 weeks straight in Israel. Not my prime minister. We don't want you, Netanyahu, out. 39 weeks straight. 2 days into 39 weeks, Hamas attacks. Perfect timing. We connect the dots. This guy was supposed to be in jail. His prosecution died in a plane crash. We have that all covered. We connected all the dots. That got us banned off Elon Musk's X. That video got us banned. But that's how it works, guys. And Senate grills Meta and Google. Senate grills Meta and Google over Biden administration's role in COVID-era content censorship, and that's just exactly. And then that what's that idiot's name? What's that idiot's name from? I don't remember that stupid idiot's name. I hate that guy so much. The guy from Facebook. I forgot. Forgot his, I don't know. The guy's a loser. So I forgot his name. Anyways, so he's all over. Oh, it was the fact checkers. It was the fact checkers. Oh, it wasn't my fault. It was the fact checkers. The guy's bullshit. These people are all bullshit. So now, no one's going to take accountability. No one's getting fined. No one's going to jail. Because all people wanted was the truth. People wanted the truth. People didn't want anything but the truth. So, Zuckerberg, thank you. Thank you. Zuckerberg, that piece of junk. That piece of garbage. Oh, it was the fact checkers. And they're blocking people that are having effects or things happening to them. They're making videos and saying, I took this, now I don't feel well. And the doctor says, I got this permanent, or I got turbo cancer, or all this stuff is happening. But then they were blocked for telling the truth. And it's going to get worse. And cows suddenly start collapsing after methane reduction product added to feed. We covered the methane reduction product on the show, oh God, a year ago maybe. In 2023 we covered it. And farmers in Denmark have reported that their cows are producing less milk and have started collapsing since the introduction of new methane reduction for cow food additive.
We're not gonna hurt you. We know that you're in there and that you're all alone.
Oh yeah. They're placing the blame on the new additive called Bover. Yeah, we covered this. I remember this now. Which Others have claimed could also contaminate milk and cause cancer. Of course! You don't play with God. You don't play games with God. Changing feed, changing food, trying to genetically modify these things so they don't fart as much. You're playing with God. And you pay. You always pay when you play with God. And what's this? USDA, Brooke Rollins exposes massive SNAP fraud, accuses Biden regime of buying votes as 21st Democrat states refuse to cooperate and to even sue to hide illegal alien welfare abuse. So, yeah, SNAP EBT is paused right now, and because the government shutdowns in the United States, and it's going to get worse. Civil unrest, and we got multiple videos on our YouTube channel you could find tying back to civil unrest. It was called EBT shutdowns, food wars ahead. That's what it was called. EBT shutdowns, food wars ahead, and that was back in 2019. All right, who do we got here tonight? We got lots of people here tonight. We got Knuckle Hustle in the house. We got Jingles for Jesus in the house. And Matthew 4:16, the people living in darkness have seen a great light. Zuckerberg. Yep. We got Rico Man in the house. Thanks for being here tonight, buddy. It's Monday night. It's Mike in the night. Oh, yeah, it is Monday night. And it is Mike in the night. Coolest place to be on a Monday night. Yeah, guys, we do Monday nights now because I'm competing with the real channels. A majority of these channels showed up after 2020. None of them were warning you back in the day. None of them were making videos, chemtrail videos like we were making, all kinds of stuff. Housing, gold, silver, inflation, money laundering, price of food set to skyrocket by 2020. Nobody was putting their necks on the line back in the day. Back in the day, it was very unheard of that people would... sorry, guys, I'm having a lighting issue here. Give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit better now. A little bit of a lighting issue here. I think it's better now. One sec, folks. I'm just trying to... A little bit of a lighting issue here. I think we got this. Yeah, I think we got this. It's Mike in the night, guys. I'm just going to take a little swing of water here, wet the beak. Yeah, the punk government is destroying Canada. Yeah, like I said, just go back to Europe. The people that have the most to worry... I'll tell you... The people that have the most to worry is the Europeans living in Canada. They're the ones that are being targeted. Their Catholic Christian religion is under fire, under attack. If I was, we're thinking of going back to Europe. Everyone's thinking that I know. I go to my high school pages. And a majority of the people that went to my high school, like 50%, all went back to Europe. A lot of them went back to Italy, Portugal, Poland. A lot of Polish people went back to Poland, right? For us, the highest or the biggest threat or the biggest people that are under attack in Canada is the European expansion. The European expansion came and built all of Canada, built the railways, built the highways, built all the stadiums, built all the movie theaters and everything, condos and everything. And basically after 1993, they were shown the door, and then the decline happened. Major decline, right? So all I'm saying to you guys is that you might want to consider going back to Europe. Go back to Portugal. Go back to Spain. Go back to Italy. Go back. I'm looking at real estate in Portugal, in the middle, like countryside Portugal, in the country. I'm finding houses there for 40,000, 60,000 euros, 4 or 5 bedroom homes. So if you're a Portuguese and you're in Canada and you're getting fed up, just go back to Portugal, man. It's really not as bad as it was in the 60s and 70s when we were being sanctioned. The IMF was sanctioning Portugal really hard because of their colonies. No, it was overseas territories or overseas provinces that Portugal had, not colonies. The French had colonies. Portuguese had overseas provinces. So just go back to Portugal. We're thinking about it. Everybody, like, I mean, I'm talking to from my high school, they're all went back to Europe. They're all going back to Europe. Canada, it just hasn't worked out. The Europeans came here to build. The Europeans came here to build. Then they're out. Get out. We don't need you here. Right? If it was the Indians from India to come and build this country first, there would be no country. There would be no highways. There'd be nothing. So they needed the Europeans. They used them. And then now, just go back to Portugal. Go back to Italy. Go back. Just go back to your countries. Everyone go back to your countries. Better off. And someone says, no, Ireland is insane, Mike. I know that. I know Ireland's. We've been covering Ireland for the last 8 years. We made a whole video series called Ireland is Dying back in 2018. Let me tell you about Ireland. You go back to Ireland, you go lock, stock, and smoke and barrel. You go there and fight for your country. You have something to fight for. You go back to Ireland. Ireland's crumbling. You go back to fight. You go back to take your country. You go back to get into parliament. You go back to get into understanding the social structure there and figuring out who is bad and what's bad, and go back there to fight for your country. You go back to Ireland to fight. That's what you do. So Ireland could be falling, but it's your country. Canada, it's not our country. Canada, we don't even own our property in Canada. Right? We keep bringing up the stuff for you guys over and over. Oh, you don't own your property in Canada. You're leasing it. You don't own anything in Canada. So what are you fighting for here? Especially if you're the one if you are the one being targeted. If you're the one being targeted, and see what's happening in Richmond, BC, if you're the one being targeted, then why? So what's the point, right? Sandy's saying, I'm third generation Canadian. This is my only country. Yeah, we have a plan B, home country, if it doesn't work out here. Exactly. EHI is saying, yeah. Oh, they're saying, yep, we have no plan B. Trump's favorite retreated back to Ireland. God help them. My mom's side has been in Canada forever, says Ruth Elizabeth. What do I do? My family came from France in 1668. See, this is the problem. The European expansion is no longer welcome in Canada. I'm not preaching hate. I'm not making this up. It's a fact. They deported scores of Portuguese in 2006, 7, and 8 from Toronto. We bring this up every show. Grabbing the kids. I spoke to a gentleman today that lived in Toronto during the deportations. And he's going to come on the show in a week or two, and he's going to tell us what happened. He was there when it happened. And he's got stories to tell about that whole deportation, how Canada's hiding it now, like it never happened. The most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I never hated Canada for deporting Portuguese. I hated the fact that they hid the fact that it never happened. They're saying it's never happened now. So, I just make just a basic suggestion just to go back to Europe. Nick is free saying, I have a plan B and C. Good for you. I have a plan B and C. Plan B, Portugal. Plan C, in Philippines. Problem solved. Much Joy saying, yeah, Mike, I'm a 62-year-old woman. I'll get right on that. That's great. Never give up. You're never too old. Never too old. Someone's saying, well, I would have to go back to Wales. And over there, they are just as bad or worse. Go to Wales, Ruth. Everyone was telling me how bad Portugal was. Oh, it's falling apart. Islamification takeover, blah, 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 blah. It's falling apart. Portugal's terrible. Portugal's... No, I went to Portugal. It was amazing. You can watch my videos I posted there. Adventures in Portugal of thinking of moving somewhere else. Just like the Philippines. Oh, Philippines is so dangerous. No, it's not. Everybody's happy. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's in a good mood. Right? Wales? I don't think it's as bad. I think once you get to Wales, you rent a hotel, you stay there for a week, you look around, and you say, what? You know what? It's really not that bad here. It's actually better than Canada. So, Much Joy saying, I'm being sarcastic. I know. And I'm working off your sarcasm. I've made my peace with God. I'll go out here, says Jeff Nugent. But, yeah. And that's what's happening. Albertans are being manipulated into separation, then they'll be swallowed up by America. No, Canada, Alberta is not allowed to secede from. Watch my videos. They're not allowed to secede. Period. The Crown said so. Just like the South in the United States during the Civil War wanted to secede from the North, they weren't allowed to secede the South. No way. You got to pay the Crown its taxes. It doesn't work like that. The Crown owns you. Mike, most places are better than Canada. That's right, Oliver. What's up, Mimo? Yep. Stop running, people. God doesn't give us the spirit of fear. Trust in Jesus. Tig, it's not about running. It's just about getting tired of the bullshit. Getting tired one time every week. Once a week. It doesn't fail. Once a week. I'd get this a native person would come into my store and tell me I'm on his land and they're going to be working as a community in the community to get me out of there. To get the only toy and game store within 90-mile radius. They want me out. To get off their land. I don't belong on their land. So it gets really tiring. It's like, you know what? You want your land? Take your land. Good luck fixing it when it breaks, because no one's going to fix it. No one's coming here to fix it. All right, guys. Is there anybody out there that wants to call into the show? I'm just trying to see here. If you guys want to message me, you can. If you guys want to message me on Instagram and let me know. You know what? I got to get Paulo here. I want to get Paulo on the show. I need Paulo here. I want to hear from Dino Bravo too, man. Is he in the comments? I don't see him. Yeah, I saw him in the comments. I saw Dino in the comments. I want to talk to Dino if Dino's available to speak to us. I'd like to talk to Dino Bravo too tonight on Mike of the Night.
I don't know no snakes.
All right, let's see if I can get somebody here. Guys, get on your Instagram and message me right now. Get on there and message me. If you weren't on the show last week, I'd like to have you on. I'd like to hear from you guys. We got Supreme Cannon on the back end, in case we had him on last week. But guys, if we can, let's get some... We have him on for emergencies. He's always got my back. He's always my wingman. And we got Mr. L watching from Indiana. Everyone, what do you think Canada will look like in 10 to 15, 20 years? It will look like Mozambique. Mozambique in 1965, 1970, 75, Portuguese Africa, was amazing. Amazing. And it was a great place to be. There was no segregation. Everybody lived. Everyone made money. It was the best. It was the best place to live. Mozambique. Portuguese Africa was the place to be. And let me show you guys a little bits of what I'm talking about here. And I'm going to see if I can find images of what it looks like now. It's completely destroyed today. But let's take a look at what it looked like beforehand. What did Portuguese Africa look like beforehand? And I think this is kind of important because somebody asked the question, what is Canada going to look like in 5, 10, or 20 years from now? So let's take a good look at Portuguese Africa, my good friends. Portuguese Africa. And look at this in the 1960s, and look at this. Condo towers, clean, highways, no trash, organized. Beautiful, because this was under Portuguese rule, right? This is different. Sidewalks, parking lots, no graffiti, no garbage. Clean as a whistle. Again, under Lorenz Marques, 1970. Portuguese Africa. Look at Portuguese Africa. Look at Portuguese Africa. And let me tell you guys, you don't want to know what it looks like today. What will Canada look like? Look at this. Look at this. You could live here all day, all night. Mercedes taxis. Mercedes taxis everywhere. Beautiful infrastructure. Clean. Look at the taxis with the green roofs like you see in Portugal. Same style. Look at that. Offices, commercial buildings, condominiums, low rises. Look at that. A Chinaman on the street. You got a mix of everybody. White, black, Puerto Rican, all kinds of people here. Look at that. Mozambique, Portuguese Africa. The place to be in the 70s. So somebody asked, what would Canada look like? Well, let's see if I could find... Let's see if I could find some what Canada would look like. Let's see what Mozambique. Let's see what looks like a storm came through. Dump collapses. Let me see what I got here. And yeah, it's not in good shape right now, folks, from what I'm seeing. I'm just trying to see if I can find something that's equal or what I've showed you so you can see what it looks like to this. I'm just trying to see if I could find something that of what it looks like today, but it's completely falling apart. And there's a documentary here called Mozambique is Destroying Itself. And just falling apart here. Cyclone here. Protests and looting. So this is what it is now. There it is. There's Portuguese Africa. There it is now. And that's what happens. That's what's going to happen to Canada, folks. Once the European expansion leaves Canada, it's game over. It's finished. It's going to be civil war on the streets here. And I'm not just saying this to scare you guys. I'm telling you, history repeats itself. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Canada. Take it or leave it. Believe it or not. Call me a conspiracy nut. That's the truth right there. All right. Tig is saying, I don't have social media except for YouTube. The U.S. cannot have a white-collar narco state continue to exist to their north under any circumstances. Iran, Venezuela treatment coming to Canada soon. Yeah, buddy, I've been saying, America, videos from 10 years ago, America, wake up. Canada is your threat, not Iraq. Canada is your threat. But no one listens. "10 years from now," Manuel is saying 10 years from now, Canada will look like Paris, France. For sure. Yep, it's going to turn into really sad. Have you heard of the Mexican mayor? I heard of something about some mayor in Mexico getting assassinated. Didn't look too much into it, but... All right. Okay, guys. All right, we're going to get our first caller in. Let's get our first call in here on Mike of the Night. You're tuned into Mike of the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth, episode 623.
Talking here, that's for the talk, 'cause now we're planning ahead for the streets. Mike in the night room, oh, Mike in the night room. We don't wait like this, we don't wait like this, oh no. Mike, don't worry about a thing. Voice of the Commonwealth, don't you worry about a thing. Around the back, we'll keep on talking. Mike will be the one to do the talking. Down here on Peasant Street, city of all broken dreams. Mike's still on the air. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no, no.
Mike, what's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
Hiya, pal.
Eduardo here on Mike of the Night, arguably the second or third most important guy you'll ever meet in your life. Thanks for coming here.
No, not at all, Mike. I'm just a regular guy trying to work for a living, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm trying to do what's right.
Yeah. Why don't they just leave us alone, Eduardo? Just leave us alone, man.
They want us dead, Mike, and we're a threat to them. Why do you think they got to get rid of all the white people? People that, why do you think they had to get rid of Hitler and all the Germans and destroy that economy during World War II? Why do you think they're going after the Ukrainians? Christians. Look how many Christians have been murdered in the last 100 years. We're talking
100
about
years. The last 3
60
weeks.
million? Oh man, there's genocides going on that we don't even know about in Africa. It's not reported on.
Yeah.
You know that, eh?
So what's going on with all these bills, Eduardo? It looks like second week of December. I might be going to jail. They might be coming to pick up my ass.
Well, give me a call. I'll come bail you out if I can.
No, but let's talk serious here. What the heck is going on? There now this whole Pact for the Future. We covered Pact for the Future a few weeks back, and we covered it back in 2024, where now Pact for the Future works on a global scale where somebody in Germany doesn't like you, they'll come and arrest you here in Canada. Somebody in Australia finds you offensive or something, they'll come and get your ass. That's what's happening with Pact for the Future. Look it up. It's a global agenda, and it's now, they're not talking anymore. It's being implemented as we speak.
You ever heard of a document called the Communist Manifesto?
Yes, you talked about this on almost every mic in the night, and you almost talk about the Calgary Act or whatever it is.
Anyways, Communist Manifesto. They got to destroy the nuclear family, get rid of religion, especially Christianity, because the state has to be the only religion. We all have to believe in the state. The state will protect us. The state will fix all our problems. Elbows up! The state. Dumbasses. Whoever voted liberal, you know what? They deserve what they get.
It was fixed, dude. It was fixed. No one voted liberal, bro. Wake up. It was all fixed. Just like Olivia Chow. No one voted for her. She was lucky if she got 3,000 votes.
Actually, it was by Lau that was supposed to win the Toronto election.
Okay.
And Chris Kye actually went, and they had strong, like rock solid evidence of rigging the vote, and the judge wouldn't hear it.
Nope. Of course the judge is not going to. The judge is going to do what they're doing in BC. They're going to Richmond, BC, and saying, oh, this land isn't yours. This land belongs to this tribe now.
So today I was at a court hearing. It was an appeal in Ontario Superior Court of Appeals.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys were fighting the travel lockdowns and fighting against the mandates not allowed to travel.
Mm-hmm.
One guy's from the UK, another guy's a contractor here in the GTA.
Mm-hmm.
And they got affected quite badly about this, and they've hired a lawyer. They're taking donations. They're fighting against this stuff. It got shot down, and the original judge shot it down in provincial court. Now it's going for appeal in Superior Court. If they lose here, they're going to. Next step is to appeal it again in the Federal Court of Appeal, and then it goes to the Supreme Court of Appeal for another appeal if they lose. But these guys they're digging their heels in. They're arguing constitutionality of the Constitution, if you believe it or not. The case that the Crown had, very weak, but the judge sided with him. Bubba, knock it off. Who wants to see Bubba?
It's Bubba.
This is what she did. You're on camera. Say hi. I just took her for a quick run, and now I fed her, and now she's got the zoomies. No, we're not playing anymore. Anyways, traffic in Toronto, unbelievable, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Courthouse was downtown. I left from Bubba, knock it off. Stop. I left from downtown, and I had to go to 400 and Finch.
Mm-hmm.
Took me an hour and 35 minutes.
At 2:00 in the morning or 3 in the morning?
No, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, but you could do that at 2 in the morning. You could do that in 15 minutes.
20 minutes probably. But unbelievable. They got construction. Nobody's working. The closing lanes. No. Sorry about the dog.
It's okay.
She gets the zoomies sometimes after she eats. And she didn't run enough today, only about 6 kilometers. So, oh, yeah. So anyways, Toronto traffic is just horrendous. Mm-hmm. I mean, unbelievably bad. At 3:30 in the afternoon, things are usually moving along pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And people just stop in the no stopping lanes. It's marked no stopping. Nobody gives a shit. It's no left turn between 4 and 6. Nobody cares. They do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting crazy. Then you got I swear half the drivers on the road are half asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Toronto, it's gone from bad to worse. And I kind of I mentioned today in the courtroom, I kind of miss COVID days. No traffic. People were all at home.
Mm-hmm.
Roads were wide open all day long. Couldn't get anything done. Baba, stop it. Down. Not trained very well, eh? What else is going on? Yeah, so that court case is going on. The Adam Skelly case is going to court. I believe they're going to hear that finally. Remember the restaurant where they got charged for staying open or serving food? Meanwhile, just a block away at Costco, the restaurants were wide open.
Everything was wide open that was government allowed by the governments, yeah. And then the small businesses were suffering, yes.
Yeah, so what I find unusual is, and it's becoming more and more evident, first of all, the elite want us dead. They don't need us. They want to get the population down to, was it 500 million? Remember the Georgia Guidestones?
Yes.
So we've got AI, we've got a lot of automation. So they want to keep 500,000 people on Earth just to serve the elite.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, they're going to lock us down. They're going to have their hired goons, which I think one day may turn on them. We'll see how this thing plays out. Personally, have you seen the price of gold and silver lately? You've been watching that at all?
Yes, we've been covering it every week. We've been covering it very closely every week. It's I know there's a lot of volatility, on the right side of things, but a lot of the big guys there are actually trying to spoof the markets, because they've been spoofing the gold and silver markets for over 50, 60 years now, right? So they're trying to bring it down, right? They're trying to get more wars, so the oil petrodollar comes back. They're trying to find strength in currencies again by starting these wars, and and buy into the markets, and especially oil, because right now oil's underpriced. They're just trying to find all kinds of things, Eduardo, to bring down the price of gold, and they'll go to a world war if they have to.
Well, you know how they've been saying the retail market is pretty much dead, is a doornail? I call bullshit on that, because you go try to buy 1 ounce gold maple leafs, can't find them anywhere, not even Costco. They're down to one gold coin only available. The blanks are gone. The 1 ounce and 10 ounce are gone. There's a little bit of silver, but not much. So if you're saying the consumer market for gold and silver is, some people are saying it's non-existent. No, the shortages are here already.
Shortages have been already for, again, paper. Remember, I don't know if you remember, we did a very important special, Trends in the Housing Market. We did a silver paper, derivatives, silver paper IOUs versus physical silver above ground. There's more paper documents, IOUs, from JP Morgan. All those places have all these paper IOUs. Deutsche Bank, all these paper IOUs. Oh, you don't have to take the silver home. We'll keep it in our vaults. There's more paper out there than there is physical silver, and it's about 87% or 89%. Now they're climbing to 90% paper to 10% physicality. All these people are going to want their silver, and they're asking, and I want my silver. I don't want this paper no more. These paper certificates. So paper versus, it's pretty bad, Eduardo.
Well, you used to be able to lease gold and silver for about 1% a year. I think that's gone up to 35% now.
Yeah,
if they can get it. So there's going to be a lot of short covering. So the last week we had a market slam where gold was, what was the U.S. price? It was almost hit 4,500. And then it got slammed down to 3,900 and change. That was a buying opportunity last week. Now it's up already over 4,000 US, and with our shitty Canadian dollar against the American dollar, it's almost 1.5 to 1, eh?
It is 1.5. It is 1.5, and it's going to get worse. We predicted 2 years ago the 60-cent dollar was coming, and it's here.
So if you're thinking, gold and silver, not really, guys. Well, yeah, really, guys, because it still holds its value, especially when exchange rates get thrown out of whack. And of course, our dollar should be at 60 cents. We don't produce anything in this country anymore.
Yeah,
our government hates us. You got corrupt government officials, and they're nothing more than a mafia, as far as I'm concerned. Their idea of servicing the customer, or us, the public, same way the bull services the cow. I've spoken to you about this many times. It's got nothing to do with the definition of, no conflict of interest, doing what's best for the public and the general good. Those days are long gone. Everyone's just filling their pockets. It works for the government, and the ones that aren't are just plain stupid, and they're getting a decent wage for doing nothing.
Yep.
So, we got to turn on our government. That's the only way we're going to solve this. Our government sure as hell ain't going to solve it. And you think of all the dumbasses that have indoctrinated, the government is the best. All this leftist crap that's been going on in the schools for decades now. People trust the government. I don't trust the government farther than I can throw them.
It's disgusting.
Doing nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, it is disgusting. So, we got to turn on our government. That's the only way we're going to. Look what they're doing in Italy. They stopped working.
Yep. It's kind of what China was doing. I don't know if you remember back in 2019, China did that whole lie down and do nothing movement, and that was gaining traction in 2019, where people in China were just lying down and doing. You'd go to train stations, you go to supermarkets, you go down the street. People would just lie down and just do nothing.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because these super elite and these politicians think they control us. Well,
Mm-hmm.
united non-compliance, that's what it's all about. Just say no.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more of us than there's of them.
Oh,
now you got the
definitely.
artificial gun grab. They're starting that one in New Brunswick or PEI. That's going to be a huge failure.
Yeah, that never works. There's more guns in Canada, I think, than there is actually people.
Hey, have you been following those fraudsters in British Columbia with that ostrich farm? They call it an ostrich farm. I call it an outdoor biolab.
I had never really followed it. I just thought it was just propagandized garbage. It's just nonstop. Look over here while we do this over here. People should be outside protesting again outside of supermarkets and shopping malls the price of food or the price of housing, because we're getting completely ripped off.
Big time, but the housing market's been a ripoff for decades already.
Since 2010, since the Vancouver model took place, where Chinese were allowed to bring in as much money as they want, and there's nothing you could do about it, and there's nothing the government will do about it, and you just have to deal with the artificial shortages and the bidding wars, and that's just how it works.
That, Mike, actually started in the
No, Expo 80. No, forget about that. I'm talking about the Vancouver model in 2010, where they were announcing to China, bring in your money. We don't care where you got it from, and we won't question you. And they brought in trillions of dollars. From 2010 to 2024 March, they brought in $2.4 to $2.6 trillion, okay? And that's a lot of money. That's bigger than our GDP.
Recession of 82 ended in 82 or 83. I can't remember. I was out of work for about 2 months. Only time in my life, actually, except for 91. I was out of work for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But even in 91, I took a job for $10 an hour because I don't want to sit at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just peanuts, but I'd rather make a little than absolutely nothing. So this actually started in 82, 83, from what I remember. Houses were $100,000 in Scarborough, northeast corner of Scarborough,
Mm-hmm.
for 2,000, 2,200 square foot all brick house,
Mm-hmm.
99,999, and 5.5% interest rate
Mm-hmm.
back then.
Mm-hmm.
And the prices just kept going up and up and up. And I said, when is this going to end? And then it didn't actually pull back till 92. And then the prices went down all the way till December of 95.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started to go back up again.
Yeah.
So.
But I know what you're talking about. It's not that. It's not that. It was a complete revamp. That was old money. We're talking about 2010 was different. 2010 they were bringing in briefcases full of cash, trillions of it, and the fentanyl. Back in 86 in the 80s, fentanyl wasn't a thing. The Chinese made a fentanyl a thing. The Chinese gangs in Canada were going after the cocaine dealers, the weed dealers, and all those dealers and wiping them out so the fentanyl could take over Canada. Right? So, yeah, it's a lot bigger. It's bigger than what you could imagine. We're talking in the trillions, brother.
Yeah, I never seen it. I never bought the shit. I never smoked it. Well, I smoked it for a couple of years just for pain relief, but that was back 2014, 15,
What,
and
marijuana?
16. Yeah, I used to smoke it at night to get pain relief to go to sleep for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's better. I think it's better than taking narcotics.
Well, it's fine. I'm just saying they were after the marijuana dealers. The Chinese gangs were after the marijuana, cocaine dealers, heroin, crack dealers, because they wanted the fentanyl to be king, right? And they got an endless supply coming in from the Kitimat port in BC, and that was flooding and murdering Canadian youth. Entire families wiped out, dude. Entire families, Canadian families wiped out.
Again, this ties right into the Communist Manifesto: destroy the nuclear family, get women in the workforce so that the state can raise the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of the plan, and all this feminism shit. Like, I don't know.
disgusting.
If women want to work, great, you want to work, but why would you sell your soul for the best job you can have, which is a stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
which is the way it used to be? And the biggest responsibility you got is getting the next generation to grow up.
Yep.
And they got them into the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
And think of how many women never got married, or the amount of divorce because they don't want to stay married when things get rough. That's just part of the
how many
destruction of
women
nuclear
regret?
family.
You know how many women regret today not getting married?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not a woman.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. You wouldn't believe it. Right? So we got Much Joy in the house. Steve S. in the house. Into You Hunt in the house.
What's going on in the comments?
Oh, they're moving.
People yelling at me yet?
Nope.
No.
We're a small community here. We're the same, pretty much the same crowd for the last 10 years. It's really us here.
Yeah.
Tig Nim is saying, I agree. The best job is being a stay-at-home mom.
And it's the most important job.
It is. It's keeping the
It
family
really
together.
is. Because when we get old, like when I get old, I'm gonna be all alone. No one's gonna, wipe my ass or check in on me when I'm at the old age home. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I plan on going a different way if my time's up. I'm not going out alone. That's for sure. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know what I mean.
Whoa.
But gotta do something positive for the world, right?
Yeah. We got shout outs in the chat there for Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
In the chat. And I want to see Mitch Madden. He didn't pick up his phone. I'm trying to get Mitch Madden on the show. He told me he wanted to come on before you messaged me. And I called him and he never picked up his phone. I hope he's okay. Because Mitch has got some information on what's going on with the United States pivoting towards weaker countries and not trying to go head to head with China and Russia. They're trying to pivot towards now like Venezuela and what was that, Sudan or whatever the hell, wherever they want to go, or Nigeria or whatever,
Yeah, it bugs the hell out of me though. They're blaming starting the war in Venezuela, which is going to be a war to control the oil, because America doesn't want that oil going to China. They got to prop up the petrodollar as long as they can.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do anything they can to prop up the petrodollar. Why do you think they went after Iraq? Why do you think they went after Saddam Hussein?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they went after Libya? Because remember Muammar Gaddafi?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent standard of living, good society.
Beautiful. I made a whole documentary about that. And you see him on the back of a pickup truck in town through the city of Tripoli, jumping around and with his hands up and everyone chasing his car and wanting to shake his hand and everyone celebrating him. And it was great.
Yeah, because he was doing what's right by the people, for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the garbage that we have in Ottawa or in our provincial parliaments or even in our city halls.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff your pockets as fast as you can, and try not to get caught. That's the idea behind being in government these days, or it seems to be the central theme. And you get decent people like members that were in the PPC party.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them got disenfranchised, and these were decent people that wanted to do what was right, make a better country for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And you got all these brainwashed people that voted for putting their elbows up, because you got to put your elbows up when you bend down so you can get it up the rear, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea. So again, they've been misled.
Oh, shoot. We got booted off Rumble again.
Was it something I said?
No. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. it looks like we're back. I don't know. That's why I left Rumble. It's because they were running Russell Brand dog food commercials on my show while I was live, right?
Well, they're trying to make a buck, but who is it? The major shareholder now is not BlackRock. Is it BlackRock or State Street? One of the bigs bought major controlling interest in Rumble.
Didn't we talk about this a while back?
Yeah, but it's not well known. That's why I got to bring these things back to people, figure it out, and so they know why what's
Well,
happening is
Rumble,
happening.
Rumble, Rumble streaming or Rumble video ownership. I think we had a graph. We broke down the ownership and the shareholders. I remember the owners of Rumble. If you remember, we went over this specifically and had the graph. Oh no, you know what? It was on Kevin's show. Yes, yes, yes. It was on Kevin's show. I brought that graph up, and I remember that Rumble announced a $700 million investment from Tether. Remember Tether in 2024?
You know who Tether is?
Who?
When you buy your Bitcoin,
Yes,
right, you buy
yes.
you,
It's
you
like
take
a
that
software.
money and they buy treasuries with it,
Yes.
and then that's what they use to issue against the. That's what they're backing the Bitcoin with. So
You're
it's just
talking.
like
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Vanguard Trust Company owns a percentage of it, and then you have Tether Holdings, and then you have insiders. Is about 50% of the shares are held by insiders, and then retail investors are 39%. But Vanguard and there's some owners in there, but they don't own a majority though, because a majority of this is still insiders, right?
yeah, but they only have to take care of a big chunk so they can get their people in,
Right.
so they get control of the board, right? Board
Enough.
of
Yeah, I know
governors.
what you mean.
Yeah. So that's how that handles. And people invest in Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street as managed money, thinking they're going to get a good return, and they probably do okay. But they're manipulating the market, so why wouldn't they be doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So these guys, it's one big club, and we're not in it.
Yeah.
So don't let it get you down.
I know. I know. I'm not letting it get me down because I know it's all rigged. It's all rigged. Everything's fixed. Nothing's real. Just be good to your families. Be good to your neighbors. Be good to your coworkers. As much as you don't like them, just be good with one another. Help one another.
Yeah.
Just that's all I say, man. That's all. My main message is that.
And try not to catch H5N1 or H2 N9 or whatever they're coming out with.
What the hell is that?
They're saying the bird flu, when it crosses over to humans, is going to be H2N9.
Get out of town. Are they still pushing that crap?
Yeah, they put a name to it. They gotta lock us down again. Too many people are getting wise to what's going on. They have to.
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Well, I'm just wondering how many people are going to be smart enough not to comply.
Oh, come on. You tell me that people are going to fall for that shit again?
Oh man, lots. Won't be 84% vaccinated like we got now, but there's still people are still taking the flu shots with mRNA technology.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually get it at Costco now in Newmarket.
Well, Costco!
Yeah.
Costco!
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I was bitching about the price of beef in Argentina
Yeah.
at $10 US a kilo, which is
Mm-hmm.
about $5 a pound.
Yeah.
I go into Costco these days and I'm looking at the big slabs of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Even a brisket is now up to $15 a kilo.
Get out of here. A brisket?
A brisket. The
Wow.
better cuts of steak, $45 a kilo.
Yeah.
A beef tenderloin, you're going to pay $300 now.
Dude, if you saw the steak I was eating in Portugal, you wouldn't talk to me for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And what I paid for the steak in Portugal, too. You wouldn't talk to me for 3 weeks. I'm telling you.
Hey.
You just...
Yeah. How did your garden do this year?
Okay.
Just okay, huh?
Yeah.
I usually get a good crop of tomatoes, and I
It
put
wasn't that
fertilizer
good
in the
this year.
spring. And the
It
tomatoes,
wasn't that good this year, buddy.
I only got a couple tomatoes, and they say global warming. My ass.
Global warming my ass.
Yeah. Tomatoes, they like the hot weather, and we didn't have enough hot days to mature the tomatoes. They were always green.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and lettuce was really funky the way it was grown.
Yep, everything. Most of my garden went into the garbage. It just didn't come out right this year. I'm gonna maybe take a break next year, like this summer. I'm gonna put some manure, and I'm gonna till it a few times, and then Next year I'll do not this like so the year after I'll do a proper garden. But I got to get some nitrate in there and some good stuff in there. Maybe I'll start composting more at the house with banana peels, eggshells, coffee grinds and stuff. And
Well, the eggshells, you can just crunch them up and put them in now in the fall. You can put them in all winter
yeah.
and just turn it into the soil because that gets broken down pretty quick.
Yeah.
And if you add a bit of vinegar, it softens them up even more to break them down even quicker.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that this winter. I'm going to save all my grinds, my coffee grinds and my my banana peels and my eggshells and maybe a couple of other things just to get going, just to get some good fertilizer going for next year and see what happens, because I'm kind of really disappointed with how my garden turned out this year too. So it's not just you.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining this year. I just thought it was odd. So, yeah, okay, guys, we don't need more carbon dioxide, do we? Sure we do. The plants are starving.
Look at the cows. Yeah, look at the cows falling over. Look at the cows falling over. We were reading that article of that new grain that they're putting in for the new oats or whatever, or hay for the cows, so they fart less and their methane protection or whatever. They're all dying and they're not producing milk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Mike, thanks for having me on. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Come back
guys,
on in a couple of weeks. Update us. You always got something every couple of weeks. So, so give us an update on what's going on. Okay, bud?
Yeah, I think they're going to be coming after our food big time. You think prices got expensive now?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah. Food is just getting...
I heard numbers that the cattle amount of cattle in North America, it's down to 1954 levels.
Woo! Yeah.
So supply and demand, price is going to go sky high if you can get it.
If you can get it.
Yeah. So if you're going to buy a dehydrator, might be a good investment for a couple grand and buy beef now before it doubles again next year.
Doubles and triples.
Yep. It's coming.
All right, brother.
Control the food, control the people. Later, Mike.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. That is Eduardo here on Mike in the Night, telling it how it is. Good to hear from him. And let's see if we can get our boy Mitch. Let's see if Mitch picks up. He didn't pick up the phone, so I hope he said he's here in the comments. But we got to get Mitch on the show because it's important that we know, that we know what's going on, right? What's going on and what he knows about war and tactics of war, where things are moving around, and where things are headed. You are tuned into Mike in the Night, the voice of the...
Mike in the Night live stream.
Thank you, Mitch, for buying me a coffee.
Mike in the Night. What is it you want from me? And do they steal our dreams so
Mike.
Mitch.
Yeah, I finally got through. I got logged out of all of my accounts a week or so ago because I had some banking problems, and the specialist had me delete all cookies and all this and all that, and I got logged out of everything, and I finally got logged in, and then I have never been on Facebook watching you, and then received a call on Instagram, and I was trying to mute the show on Facebook and then get on the call with Instagram. Anyway, we got it figured out. So, yeah, I followed your vids over there in Portugal, and that was very enlightening. I enjoyed it. Just like your Philippine videos, you really had a busy year this year.
I know. I've been around too much this year.
Yeah, well, what the thing is you're checking out options, and those are your two best options: the Philippines and Portugal.
Yeah.
And Let's see. I wanted, before I talk about anything else, I wanted to give you a report about what's going on in my neck of the woods down the Oregon coast.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
2 years ago, when my dad got sick, I was looking for an inexpensive pull trailer on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and other areas. 5 or 6 thousand, just an old thing that was pretty clean, just to stay in, because my dad lived in a little cabin, and I wanted him to have his own space and me to have, and then come in and take care of him. And I couldn't find anything, nothing. Now, I'm not kidding you. There's hundreds of things in that price range for sale,
Toys.
all over the county. These little toys were in people's yards, their parking lot, their driveways. They were all over the place, and nobody was selling them. I guess the STEMI money and the scamdemic and all that, it just nobody was selling them. Now they're just a flood of toys. ATVs, fifth wheels, motorhomes,
Yeah.
boats. They're for sale everywhere, and they're priced right now. Moving on to real estate. What I've noticed is there's not an excessive amount of homes for sale right now, and the realtors are, when they drop the price, they never say a price reduction anymore. They say new price or improved price, as if we don't know that they dropped the price. And the buyers that are reducing, getting a little bit real. They're only dropping their price just a little bit. But sales are not very brisk right now, and the listings are not increasing drastically, although I would say average prices in the last year or so have dropped about 10-11% in the area in real estate.
Right.
Not to the extent like certain areas of Florida have dropped a solid 20%. Austin, Texas, in some areas have dropped as much as 40%.
But Austin, Texas was already cheap. It wasn't super expensive compared to like Vancouver, Toronto, Los Angeles, New York. It was already cheap in Austin. Now it's dropping.
Yeah, Mike, I've never understood why Canada real estate it was so expensive, especially in Toronto and
We told you,
Vancouver.
dude.
Yeah,
You just tuned into this channel today. Chinese
no,
money-
but what I mean is, just from a practical standpoint, I would think that Canada would be a lot better value. It should be, based on the amenities and what you get for your money and the weather and everything, than many other parts of the world, which are
exactly
much greater value.
It's cold 8 months of the year here. The Chinese money laundering in 2010 came in through the Vancouver model, $2.2 to $2.6 trillion laundered through Canadian real estate. That's just the real estate. That's not the fentanyl, and that's not the agriculture, and that's not the commercial. That's in the trillions too.
Yeah, that money laundering in Canada has become actually mainstream news just within the last year. Before that, I never heard anything about it in the mainstream, only on your show.
Only on my show. Thank you. I was going to say, I never heard you say it. I'll be so angry. But yes, no. We've been so adamant about this, how the money laundering is destroying the middle class and wiping out. And we have hundreds, if not thousands, of videos warning people about the Chinese takeover. And I keep telling people, look, Trump is after China. He's not after Canada. He doesn't care about Canada. He's after the Chinese, the fentanyl, the money laundering, the agriculture, the real estate, everything that they basically purchased illegally. Our biggest coal mine here in this province is Chinese owned, no Canadian hires. Our 3 lithium-ion mines are all owned by China. Our 6 or 7 gold mines. Ooh, Canada's going to be exporting gold now. Big deal. We don't even own the gold mines. We're so screwed here in Canada, Mitch.
Yeah, all the vloggers that I pay attention to now are blowing up the YouTube with headlines like "We're ready for a crash," "We're gonna crash," "We're in for a crash," could be an everything bubble crash. The monetary system is going to explode, and the World War III. I mean, it's just all over the place with credible people. And did you hear that? About a year ago, the Russians and the Iranians signed this pretty big agreement between each other, but there was not a strategic defense agreement, because the Iranians did not want to upset the U.S. and the West.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying. There's a big portion of the Iranians in the leadership roles that wanted to keep the doors open for the West. And then after the 12-day war and the sneak attack and the bombings and all that, a lot of their leadership got taken out. They decided that now they finally got the message, and they're pretty united. Anyway, I just heard, and I don't know, have you got any confirmation that Russia and Iran have now signed a strategic agreement?
They signed that 3 days ago or 4 days ago now.
Yeah. I just heard it the last couple of days, but I haven't heard any absolute confirmation. But I'm just wondering if is it like the North Korean treaty, where if one person gets attacked, the other one declaration.
Well, the Iran and Russia thing that they signed the other day, I think it has to do with pooling powers together, working together with cybersecurity, and more. Like, I think it went along those lines. Energy sharing, strategic infrastructure, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's called the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Treaty, and it's supposed to go on for 20 years. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
So it goes to defense, security, trade, energy, science, tech. It goes into all that stuff, and technologies for incriminating or putting people behind bars that are criminals, and becoming more surveillance tech and cybersecurity. That's what it's all about.
Well, as I understand it, Iran is absolutely critical to the future of Russia's plans for prosperity, and also China's. They say that there's a north-south corridor that's crucial, and an east-west corridor that's crucial going through Iran. Iran is crucial to the future of the BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and all of the all of the growth and prosperity, to avoid the U.S. trying to dominate the seas. They're trying to avoid all that and move cargo over land predominantly. But Iran has a port down in the south that they're going to use, I guess, to load up things and move them over to India, because India is, a huge market, and it's going to be growing, in the future, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there's so many things going on in the world, and I was shopping today, my weekly shopping routine, and I wanted to buy some beef. And I just, I would say that a pound of hamburger is about $10 Canadian now, for just 1 pound, not a kilo, a pound.
A pound?
Yes. And when I was a kid, it was 3 pounds for 99 cents. And now it's $10. It's getting up to about $7 to $8 a pound for just cheap regular ground beef, not grass fed, not organic, just cheap old scrap. I used to make ground beef, and you just put a lot of scraps and crap in there. It's just a little step above hot dogs, where you put hooves and snouts from the pork and all that.
Pigs and assholes. Yeah.
Oh, you just throw all the garbage in when you make hot dogs.
Yeah.
And boy, I love hot dogs.
Did you ever watch that movie Uncle Buck? Was it Uncle Buck or Summer Rental? Where
John Candy?
Yeah, where John Candy.
Yeah,
these raccoons going around in the garbage, and they say, "You know what hot dogs are made out of?" And they're like, "What is that?" It's made out of pigs and assholes.
Yeah, I'm sure that they use those too.
Mm-hmm.
So you really, how long did you were in the Philippines the better part of a month, and then you were in Portugal the better part of a month, weren't you?
I was in Portugal for like 18 days, and Philippines, I was in the Philippines for 5 weeks.
Yeah, and how would you compare those two, just briefly, to Canada?
They're both more organized than Canada right now. Canada is disorganization. The media, the healthcare, everything here is just falling apart, buddy. the homelessness all over the place. I didn't see any homeless in the Philippines. I didn't see homeless. I saw 2 beggars in all of Portugal, and I don't even think they were Portuguese people either. They didn't even look like they were Portuguese. They looked like they were from like Middle East or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's, you know, a few years ago, I did some serious research on buying property in Portugal. I've mentioned to it on your show before.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed to me it was more in the center to the east side, towards Spain, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That had these these old farms that were a few hectares with a really nice hand dug well and stone buildings where a few foreigners have moved in and enhanced and rehabilitated, because there's Portuguese specialists that know how to work on these old stone buildings and fix them all up beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And these places a lot of times will have old orchards and really good soil and just the right amount of rainfall to sustain the place beautifully. And I don't know in your situation if you'd want to, I think it's more for a guy in his 20s or 30s just starting out in life that has a wife that's like-minded, and wants to start a family and you can develop a source of income or assets to sustain yourself if you live modestly over there.
Yep.
But you could buy something for a fraction of what anything in Canada cost and just pay cash for it, and then just make sure that you got something coming in until you can get a small pension or something.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking at places 40,000-60,000 euros, like 4 or 5 bedrooms, spacious homes with land in the central part, maybe slightly south. I want to be south of Lisbon, right? And I'm finding all kinds of places all over the place, and lots of deals, like good built stone / poured concrete, like strong built homes. They look like stadiums, right, the way they're built with all the concrete and stuff, right?
You talking about a small village or a little bigger, like a small city? I want to be
in a place with like 5,000-6,000 people.
Right, perfect. Kind of like Merritt.
Yep, kind of like Merritt.
But not with the Canadian punks in Ottawa breathing down your neck.
Yep.
Yeah, God, I used to admire Canadians. I thought the Canada was, a pretty cool place, and I didn't realize just how bad Canada was going to end up.
Well, again, when you get this since 2010, the leadership since 2010, their job or objective was to basically destroy this country. And again, instead of seeing a housing correction in 2010, we were supposed to see a housing correction in 2010 because it was so overvalued already. In 2010, people were paying already 8 to 15 times their annual income to buy a house. 8 to 15 times already. And we were seeing a correction. And then the 2010 Olympics hit. Canada opened the doors to money laundering and brought in trillions of dollars and just destroyed us here. Just pancaked us. And bidding wars, you saw bidding wars on houses, burnt down houses, Mitch. Remember trends in the housing market back in 2016, 2017 on the channel?
Every
on trends
Wednesday.
In the housing market, we were covering burnt to the ground house. Burnt to the ground. Sold for $1 million over asking. How are you going to compete with that?
On the trends in the housing, you showed a little tiny house that was, I think it was in Vancouver, but it could have been Toronto, that was pinned in between 2 other houses, and it just looked like the shittiest place a person could ever want to live or raise a family, and that was $1 million. It was a nothing. It was like a little garage, a little bodega, just sitting pinned in between 2 houses.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, my God, who in their right mind would ever be interested in living in a condition like that, for that kind of, to go into debt like that,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
crazy.
most Americans made their money. Most American millionaires, probably 90% of them, made their money because they bought a damn house.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2010s, the 2020s, the houses just kept going up and up and up and up. And so when I was 6 years old, I mentioned to you before, my folks bought a house in my hometown for $7,200.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was an entry-level fireman. He was 26 years old, 25 years old. He made $300 a month. That was his pay. He got paid once a month by the city. And the house was $7,200. So he only needed 2 years' salary to pay for that entire house at $300 a month. Now that same house, exactly the way it's set then, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, is $720,000. So it went up 100 times. And so that would mean that an entry-level fireman in my hometown would need to make $30,000 a month if his salary went up 100 times, as far as in relation salary to real estate.
Yeah.
So a guy would need to make $30,000 a month, or $360,000 a year. And also in California in 1959, when they bought the house, when I was 6 years old, the California sales tax was 2% in 1952, and then it increased to 4%. But now with the counties tagging on to the state tax, it's getting up near 10% sales tax. So, I mean, and then I was thinking about cigarettes. When I was a kid in high school, we could get a pack of cigarettes for 25 cents. Minimum wage was $1.25 to $1.65, depending on what year of high school it was, an hour. But you could buy 5 packs of cigarettes for $1 worth of minimum wage.
Right.
And now you can buy, you need $50 an hour as a minimum wage to be the same equivalent to buy 1 pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other words, and then when I got out of high school, 2 of my buddies, my high school graduating class was 99 students, and 2 of my buddies and I all got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. Each of us had a room, and one guy slept on the couch. And all of us had minimum wage. I made $2.18 an hour, and most of my buddies made just slightly over that. And we all had jobs. And you know how much the rent was for that 2-bedroom apartment? It was $120 a month. And we were all making, between $80 and $100 a week. So we just pulled our money together, and it only represented, for 3 guys, it only represented 2.5 days of work, of pay to cover our thing for the whole month. And the electricity bill and gas bill was, I think it was less than $12 a month.
Yeah.
For everything, to take care of the apartment. And then our phone bill, as long as we didn't make any long distance was really high then. It was. But it was almost nothing also. So we didn't, and the water, sewer, and garbage was all included in the rent. So we were living at just about minimum wage. We all had cars. We all went out and partied on the weekends. We could go out to dinner. We could save a little money. We could pay for car repairs or upgrade our car if we wanted to with no problem. I'm talking about minimum wage, Mike, minimum wage. But you can't do that now. Even if with an average wage, you're stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And, Eduardo was talking about, housewives and, stay-at-home moms. And I think that there's going to be a trend back to where women are smart enough to figure out that they've been screwed, they've been had. The feminist movement, actually, there was a few things that probably needed to be done for women, equal pay for equal work and some things like that. A little bit of the chauvinism could have disappeared. But anyway, by and large, the women were the big losers in the feminist movement. They were the big losers. And of course, the children and the families have been disintegrating ever since the 60s. Mm-hmm. And we've got broken families and broken homes, and women have been shamed into, they're a low form of life if they want to be a housewife and a mom, Mm-hmm. But most men, Mike, it's been my experience, most men will work their ass off if they've got a wife and kids at home, and mm-hmm. they will take second jobs, not all, but most. They will do anything as long as they got a happy wife at home that's happy with their position and knows how to budget and everything. The guy will do anything to keep that going if he can, but hardly any men can anymore. And then the wife has got a lot of social pressure to not to agree to that. And plus the wife wants a car and her own things. Like in those days, household cars were very common. my mom didn't have her own car until she was 30, and she was a working mom. My dad always had the car. There was no, we walked to school or took the bus, and mom would catch a ride, to go to work and stuff. And so a lot of the neighbor housewives never drove a car their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very common. So women want to have their own car and their own life, which I understand, but there's a price to pay for that. And that means you probably have to produce some extra income if you don't want to, if you're not happy just letting your husband be, carry the load for making money. But most guys can't make enough money to support a wife and kids.
Yeah.
On their own without some support or some real serious budgeting from the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. Now it's a the whole feminist movement was a complete disaster. It never worked out.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few things that women did need, fair pay and stuff. You were right. But if anything, it destroyed the family unit. It destroyed the political ground. It just, everything just fell apart with it. Especially the divide of the family units, like that Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood
Mm-hmm.
is one of the biggest cult disasters of the United States. A family would go into Planned Parenthood, a husband and wife. They would sit down. They would look at the husband and the wife and say, "You can't have this kid. You can't afford it." They'll do the math for them on the computer. Say, "Look, financially, it looks like you can't afford to have a kid. But sir, you go buy your Escalade. You're okay to buy your Escalade. Go buy your Cadillac. But you can't afford a family. You can't afford a kid." So that's what Planned Parenthood was, to dissuade families from being families.
Yes, Mike. And what's interesting is the so-called leftists were critical of the anti-abortionists, and saying that they were chauvinistic and misogynistic. They hated women and all this stuff, and they were trying to deprive women of their rights. And then they call the conservatives racist also. And the interesting thing is black women disproportionately over Latinos, over Asians, over whites, used abortion as a form of birth control.
Mm-hmm.
And thus 50 years later, since Roe v. Wade, the black population is still 12 to 13% of the American overall population. They have not increased their market share at all, predominantly because of abortion. So
and Planned Parenthood.
Abortion has Planned Parenthood has, and then also the civil rights movement and food stamps and all the rules and everything has helped destroy the black family. 1960. I grew up, but my hometown had a black community, and most everybody all the blacks had a mom and dad, and they went to the Baptist church, and they did not disproportionately engage in any crime or anything. They participated in sports in the community, and they were part of the community and all that. There was a little bit of prejudice, but not bad. And this was in California.
Mm-hmm.
But, in some ways, blacks have gotten better off, but in some ways, I don't see, if you look at the whole picture, that the civil rights thing has actually disintegrated the black family unit compared to what I saw in my hometown back then.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large percentage of blacks that are not married, that have fatherless children, and it's way worse now than it was then on the whole.
Yeah.
And I think it's been hard on blacks. The way that America has gone, it's been really bad on blacks, and it's really been really bad on women. I really believe that.
Oh, I don't think you're wrong, Mitch.
And it's been real bad on families. Our family life when I was a kid was not that easy. There's plenty to complain about, and there was a lot of things in the wood pile, and there was a lot of things people didn't talk about in different communities and all that. But by and large, I would say it was much better than. There was 2 girls that got pregnant in my class in high school, and One of them married the father. He was he was an older guy out of school. You know, he'd probably be convicted of a felony now, but she married the guy. She was like, 15 years old, freshman, and the guy was already out of high school and got her pregnant, and then they got married. And the other one moved away up to Washington State to stay with some distant relatives, and she had the baby secretly and gave it up for adoption, and then moved back to town to finish school.
Oh,
Yeah, and those kind of things were done then because, and as far as food stamps, they didn't have anything like that, and that only 15% of marriages ended in divorce. Then, some were unhappy, but parents really tried to stay together at least until the kids, graduated from high school.
mm-hmm.
Until the youngest kid was out of high school before they would make a decision to bail out. My mom and dad had their troubles, but they stayed married almost 70 years and before they took the COVID shot and I got killed them. By the way, I have a neighbor couple. I may have mentioned this to you that I've known for about 35 years, and they're younger than me, both of them, and neither one of them smoke or anything. And they both got cancer, and they both had the COVID shot. I'm not laughing at that, because they got cancer, but the thing is
well,
I tried.
Cancer is propping up everywhere now. It's everywhere. I mean, in young men too, in the 20s and 30s, are getting testicular, bowel cancer. What was it? What was the other one? All kinds of cancers are cropping up. Turbo cancers is all linked to. It's all
every
linked
kind
to
of cancer. And then my friend says, he says, I can't understand it. We don't have any of this in our family, and we're still young, and we don't have any bad habits, and we're the normal weight and everything. And we've been real careful about our diet, and we don't understand how we both got. So I just mentioned the shot because I knew they got the shots. And he got furious at me, and he said, "You're just like my brother Dave, all this conspiracy crap." And he started giving me the same thing my dad gave me when they were going to get the shot before they got killed by the shot. They get, some people are getting real. They're starting to realize, hey, wait a minute, they're never going to get the shot again. But there's I don't know whether it's you or Eduardo, they're saying there's still people waiting in line to get the shot, even though it's not as many.
That's right. Yeah.
How could anybody be such a fool? They're just pickled in this industrial grade, military grade propaganda. They're pickled in propaganda.
Yeah. And that's a good way to put it, Mitch. All right, Mitch, I'm going to see if I can get another caller on.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No. God bless you and your family and all the people that are listening to your show and commenting in your show. And we'll check you next time, Mike.
God bless you, Mitch. God bless. We'll talk soon. Be good, okay?
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. I forgot to tell you guys that I forgot to thank him. Mitch bought me a coffee here, guys. If you want to support the transmission and pick up your boy a coffee, let me open up where are you? Where is our... There it is. So, it's go to a quick channel plug. If you guys are having tax issues, go to MikeMartinsTax.com, MikeMartinsTax.com. Fill out this questionnaire and see if someone can help you. If you want to buy me a coffee, there it is, folks. I want to thank Mitch for buying me a coffee today. Mitch, thank you for the coffee. Let me paste that. There you go, guys. If you want to pick your boy up a coffee, there it is right there. And guys, don't forget to join the channel. $1 package, $3 package, and $15 package for the hardcore followers. If you want to be a member of the channel, go ahead and support us. I do put the odd back-end video up there from time to time. And mainly it's the support to pay the internet, electricity, and all the bills. KiwiRadio.nz. Don't forget to check out Ralphie over here at KiwiRadio.nz. He made us an intro song, quite a few intro songs. And don't forget to check out here where you can find episodes. And there's some, you also have MP3 formats of some of these shows. Go ahead and check it out. And when Ralphie gets time, he usually puts them up on MP3 format if you don't want to kill your bandwidth. And don't forget to, we got our videos up here. Let's look at Portugal. So we have our adventures in Portugal. These are the videos that Mitch was talking about that we made in Portugal. So don't forget to check out our adventures in Portugal. People wanting to know the price of food, the price of gas, the price of this, what it looks like, the gangs, the blah, 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 whatever is going on in Portugal, we have it covered here. And then Philippines adventures, who wants to move to the Philippines? And then we have our $7,000 Filipino home that we built here that you guys could check out. And if you want to check out and see how we did with that. And our Conspiracy Vault, come and check that out too, don't forget. And then episodes of Mike in the Night. And if you want a full, set of episodes of Mike in the Night, you have to go to mikeinthenight.org, and it takes you to this right here, where you could find back episodes of the shows that we did over all these years, discussing how it's going to come out and how it's going to work, how they're doing it to us, what they're doing to us, how they're simulating, what they're faking, what they're lying. We tried our best to expose this as much as humanly possible. All right. Ooh. All right, let's see who we got here that isn't called in to the show. And see who we have here who hasn't called into the show this week. I wonder, where is Paul? Paul's supposed to call me tonight. He's got a lot to talk about. I'm just going to ring his phone and hang up. I don't know if he's sleeping. Hold on. What time is it there? Wait. Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna call him. It's too late there. It's already 11 o'clock, and I know he's got to go to work tomorrow. So, but I would like to speak to Paul because he's got lots of stuff. Where is Dino Bravo? Dino, are you there in the comments, man? There's a lot of stuff that you could bring to the show. I know you're paying attention to what's going on there. Oh, we got No Way Jose from Chicago. And then we got, who else we got? I don't know if Paul's up, man. He just saw my message here on Instagram, but I don't know if he's sleeping, man. It's like 11 o'clock, right? Where he is. So it is Mike in the Night. But, I don't know. Oh, he's calling me. Okay. We got some fire here tonight, guys. We got some fire here tonight. Yo.
Hello. I just woke up from a long nap. What's going on?
Oh, good. So good. Paul in the house. PSD, PD, PDS, PD. What is in the chat? PD.
PDS.
PDS. That's
What's
right.
up?
Well, thanks for coming on the show, guys. Guys, this guy Paul grew up with me. He knew me when I was a child. Okay, so this guy's living proof that I was a kid at one time. But okay,
you're a living, breathing man.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show so late where you are. But it is Mike in the Night, and it is a Monday night, and it is our show. What is going on? What's going on with construction, man?
What's going on? Everybody's slowing down slowly. That's it. It's not enough work out there for everybody.
Are you seeing layoffs?
Oh yeah, those are coming every week. I hear a lot of guys getting laid off.
Mm-hmm.
A few guys have already called me, asking if there's any other places they could be that I know. But yeah, the industry is slowing down, and it's about 50%.
That's 50% is big, buddy. You just threw that on the table like it was nothing. The 50% is huge, dude.
Well, the investors are not buying any condos.
Oh, the Chinamen.
Yes, the little Chinamen are not buying up condos.
Oh, so you see, Canada's government was so heavily dependent on the Chinese to come and buy us out. Now Chinaman doesn't want to spend no more money. Canada has no more economy now.
Well, no, especially now with Donald Trump there, and no.
Canada's in a lot of trouble. Canada is finished, my friend. And like I said, Donald Trump isn't after Canada. He's after China. He's after the Chinese money laundering, the fentanyl, the corporate takeover by China, and all kinds of farms and agriculture and commercial. China owns pretty much a good chunk of Canada, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, Brookfield has a lot of money also invested in China,
Yeah,
and those tiger claws over there are not letting that money out.
yeah.
So that's why Carney's always over there at making deals with China. So
Communist country, oppressed communist
yes,
country. Why?
now this government. I'm sure a lot of people already did lots of sacrifices, and he wants us to sacrifice more.
Yes.
How much more? I'm sure a lot of people have been doing sacrifices for the last 10 years while the liberal government is in power.
Yeah, all it
I
doesn't.
missed some of you. I missed most of your show as I had a quick nap,
Yeah, no,
but
no, it's
I'll
okay.
go
It's
back
okay.
and listen. I'll go back and listen after.
Yeah, no worries, dude. No worries. But now we're in this position where instead of tying real estate to wages, hey, jobs are going down, housing goes down, housing crashes, jobs go back up, housing goes back up. No.
Yep.
Housing keeps going up to the millions of dollars for a piece of
Well,
shit.
well, it's gonna collapse.
Yep.
Eventually, it's gonna collapse, and it's gonna hurt a lot of people. And
Mm-hmm.
like back then when we grew up, we were able to stretch a dollar. A dollar used to go far, far. Now we're trying to stretch the hours at work to make the dollars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm on board with you with that too. It's like, again, it goes back to those articles we keep reading for you guys. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. That was back in 2018, Paul. We were covering, the videos are up from 2017, 2016. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. They knew that criminals were breaking the law in this country, and it was becoming a hotbed and a crime-ridden, graffiti, homeless everywhere because nobody could get into the real estate. Even back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you had the odd guy that just got a little money here and there, but he still had his own place, Paul. He still had his own
yep,
place. He had an old broken down car that he fixed once in a while, and he still had a
yep.
life. Now,
It was always in the shop. I
you,
remember my old car. It
well,
was always
never,
in the shop
but
once
you
a
still
week.
had stuff. Even if you weren't
Yeah.
around and making a lot, you still had a life. I still remember being a kid and watching the 70s, 70-year-olds and 60-year-olds, kind of getting by in life, a little house, a little that. And I remember an old man moved on my street. He's like, oh, I got to downgrade. I had a big house in Oakville, Ontario, and I had to buy here in this little part of Toronto where you are in a little house, and I got to downgrade. My
Yeah.
kids got married, and I got to kind of downgrade my life now, and I have a $80 mortgage. I'm like, holy shit. That was back in the day, and people still got by, Paul. But
Oh
now,
yeah.
you're homeless. You're on the streets, man.
Doesn't matter how much you're making, your dollar doesn't go far anymore.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
Ah, it's a little rough over here in this part of town.
yeah.
So
So,
it's gonna get worse, I think. I think it's gonna get worse. Uh, 2026. I don't know.
well, we're going to
I
be
see it
doing,
too quiet out there.
yeah, first week of December, we're going to do our 2026 prediction show where everyone calls in, like we do every year, and gives us their
Yep, yep,
2026 predictions, right?
yeah.
So, so it's going to be a very
I don't
interesting.
see the industry. I don't see There's a lot of money laundering out there, right? Even I heard today in Doug Ford's cabinet, they want the minister of labor, or I can't remember who he is, the minister in Doug Ford's cabinet to resign because he was uh, he was taking money, or like whatever, the lobbyists were giving him gifts and all that stuff
Well, of
just for
course
the
they are.
jobs.
But you know who
You
it
know?
hurts? It hurts me and you, and it hurts mine and your family. Our families get hurt in the end. We pay more
Oh
for it.
yeah.
We pay for this shit in the end. Not them. They don't
Yep.
pay out of their pockets.
No, no. They use the taxpayers' bank account. That's who they use.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's all the way around. I know we all have to do sacrifices, but You know, we shouldn't be doing sacrifices. We should be enjoying, not watching how much we're spending because we don't know next week how it looks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets any better because a lot of us are, most of us are in a financial situation where we really gotta watch out, man. We really
mhm.
got to be really careful because we'll end up on the street real quick in a heartbeat. You know that.
Well, for an example, I know a guy that's been laid off. Well, two guys that have been laid off for 5 6 months. You know, and they're part. You know, the local 183 here, right?
Hmm.
Like, they don't have nothing for him. There's a lot of guys,
Yeah,
a lot of guys,
this is very. We're going
and the
into.
industry and the construction industry was always the booming. Remember during COVID?
Hmm.
During COVID,
Well, during
they would
COVID, you
ask
know how
us,
much money came into Canada from China?
"Oh, lots."
Billions, billions, and billions and billions. And I wouldn't say a trillion, but billions of dollars came in, and they closed all the flights and all this and that and no traveling and all this and that and you need all these cards and all this stuff. But Chinese were allowed to come in and launder money into Canada and pick up our real estate and come in and do shopping in Canada on private planes. And we had our friend who passed away, God rest his soul, Kalen, that was working at the airport as a mechanic and saying planes were coming in all day, all night from China with investors with briefcase, all from China,
Oh yes, I
coming in
remember
and
that.
buying
I remember.
properties and leaving them empty and then going back to China.
Yep. Well, that's how it works here. Like that's why they moved from the condo industry to the rental units,
Mm-hmm.
right? They would sell the units all to investors.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brookfield has a whole bunch of investing in those condos, and then they would put them up for rent.
Yep.
I mean, up for sale, right? Now the investors are not buying anything, you know, especially with the dollar, everything here, 71 cents, I think it was last. So,
So Judy is saying here in Nova Scotia, couples are getting laid off and then lose their home.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Uh,
Australia,
it's,
we got somebody from Australia. Australia is the same spot. It's getting more retarded. Folks don't know what's coming.
uh, I think they're all playing games with Donald Trump. You know, they're just trying to stay on his level field there, his playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to sign small deals here and there. But I think they're all lurking in the background, ready, waiting for Trump to get out of office, and then things. Look, China just made a deal with the U.S. to, take off some 10% tariffs. We'll buy some soybeans.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they're all just huddling down, just playing on his level field a bit. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing: if Canada really wanted a deal with the U.S., they would have already had a deal with the U.S.
Yeah.
But they don't. They don't.
No, but again, Canada's
Especially our trading
they
partner.
have to protect Chinese communists. When Donald Trump won on Mike of the Night, that day he won, we were already on Mike of the Night saying Trudeau already down to Mar-a-Lago to go ahead and secure
Yeah.
CCP communist interests down to Mar-a-Lago to shake Trump's hand because he knows he's got to protect the Chinese communist interests. And I told you guys, and everyone said I was retarded, that Canada's going to start faking fentanyl drug busts, faking them. And I was right. Everything I said was right about it. So,
Well, they know. They know. They know. I don't know what to say, but
we got RC Lemeru here. Send me $5 super chat saying, my prediction, Carney is in jail before the end of November. Crimes against humanity and the takedown of the West with the Clintons' extortion network. Oh, don't even bring up the Clinton. I've been trying to be very calm on the show. I don't want to bring up Hillary Lucifer Clinton on the show tonight. I don't want to get angry tonight. You don't want to see me when I get angry. That's from the TV show The Hulk. Remember the Hulk?
The Hulk. Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk. You don't want to see me when I get angry.
Angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Well, there's a lot. He's got a lot of money laundering to himself. Why would he? Why would he leave a big just to be Prime Minister of Canada? Why? He makes millions off of Brookfield over there, or whatever the asset, whatever that is, and he became a Prime Minister. Well, look, he's
Dude,
going to
forget
be
about the whole
trying.
Brookfield thing. Forget about Brookfield.
He wants an election because he's got to put his bankers in his cabinet.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. But let me tell you something. He was Bank of Canada guy, and we were covering this guy back in the day. This guy was laundering trillions of dollars from China through Canada. Then he went to England and did the same shit in the Bank of England.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think it was England first and then Canada.
No, it was Canada first. It was minister. Then he went to England and started facilitating the money laundering there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they're all tied. They're all tied together. They all know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the taxpayers are always on the hook for everything.
Yep, always. Our families pay for this. We're paying for this. We're paying for this through the nose.
A national strike. A lot of people are talking national strikes. You know, Italy did a national strike.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was another country that didn't.
Or it was Romania or Poland or something. Romania, I think it was.
Was it? And there's another one coming that oh shit, I don't remember now. There was another country that's planning also a national strike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the government sees there's no tax money coming in, then they start worrying.
Yep.
So that's what we need here, but.
It's like Macron.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when the whole country, all of France went on strike in 2017, 2018, 2019, when they had the Yellow Vest movement that went on for 70 weeks.
Yep.
And they were protesting Yellow Vest. Now, if you have a Yellow Vest in France, they'll put you in jail. You can't have a Yellow Vest in your car.
Yeah, because they ruined them.
Yep. Right.
We got to do an orange vest over here.
We're gonna have to. I think there's gonna be revolt against there's gonna be civil unrest, and I think it's gonna be a big one. We got Sam Black here on Facebook saying there's gonna be a global currency reset coming. Then we got Stephen Todd saying something is very weird. Why is Australia beef cheaper in Japan than Australia? That's kind of funny. You're in Australia, you're living in Australia, but you take a vacation to Japan and you find out that your own meat in Japan is cheaper than what your country is charging you.
Maybe it's 3D printed meat?
No. It's the same meat. So the Australian meat that's in Australia is more expensive it's cheaper in Japan than it is in Australia. So they export it to Japan. They have it in Japan, but you pay less for it in Japan. What the hell? It just goes to show the markups. The markups are huge.
That too, yeah. Yeah, markups. Everything's inflated. Everything. Well, look, the bank just dropped some percentage points.
Yeah, but Did you see my short today?
I'm not sure if I did.
Watch my short today. I talk about that, and that's we're going to stagflation, boy. And money velocity is dropping. Money velocity is dropping, and banks aren't lending money anymore. We're going into stagflation, boy.
No, they're not. They're not. They're watching every penny now. They're not lending. You know, if the interest rates go back to zero, then we really have a problem again. You know.
Well, interest rates need to be 6-7% to hedge against inflation.
Yes, but
they did it before in 1981, 1982. They did it, and they saved the economy by doing that.
Yeah, but what they're having a problem is bad loans.
Oh,
and they see it all.
toxic debts. Yeah, lots of toxic loans went out the door. Do you know why in Canada is the problem? Because a lot of Canadians couldn't afford to compete with the Chinese money laundering, so the banks had to do whatever they had to do to get them to get the mortgages. But those are bad debts. People that don't put in the hours, people don't have enough money to pay the mortgage, people have no money left over for food. The banks were giving out bad toxic debts to people that can't pay it back.
Yes, but it's the illusion of money. It goes back to money being fake money, basically. Just printed money. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
anyway,
it's what it is. It goes back to what we were saying about that whole $20. They want to get rid of the cash because you spent $20 to cut your hair, $20 to fix your car, $20 for Brad, 20. But the banks want you to use your debit card, so you pay $1.25 every time for the fee, right?
that's right.
That's what
There's
they
a
want,
1%
right?
fee.
And then once they go
1.5.
digital, once they go fully digital, then they could go to negative interest rates, like we said, or they could go into bail-ins. And there's nothing you could do to get your money out. And they could control your money,
No.
and they could tell you what you could take.
Well, that's why they all want to tie everything with digital ID, and they already did it with in Europe.
Well, Europe is,
I think
2027, they're saying they're going to be rolling out the digital euro tied to the digital ID with a digital fingerprint. And it's basically...
Yes, but when the whole country is on the digital system, they'll just shut off the switch for the cash.
Yeah.
Right? They'll just they're just making everybody happy. Okay, we can't take their money away because they're not gonna get it. So we allow them to have their cash in their hand while they sign up for digital ID, and then later we'll just have to remove the cash, and they'll have to use their digital ID to get cash.
Yeah.
I mean, to be digital.
Yeah, but
Even the U.S. is slowly moving. It's the technocrats. The technocrats are pushing for the tokenization, right? So, it's I don't see the president, the prime minister. They're just people in place. They get replaced. It's the people in the background, the technocrats and the lobbyists pushing for this stuff, right? That's who I see, and those people stay there forever.
Yeah,
Elon Musk,
like Nancy Pelosi, she's finally retiring. She's 100. Like these people stay in power for over 100 years, right?
That's right. That's right.
The bureaucrats never get voted in.
Ooh.
Right? The bureaucrats don't get voted in. They just sit there and tell us what they're going to do to us.
That's right. They'll just sit in the background for 40 years.
Yep.
All right. The presidents and the thing, they just do their time and then move on.
Rotate.
Right? That's right.
Not
and
Obama.
Then all these lobbyists.
Obama hasn't moved on. Obama was still running shit. We were calling Biden Obama 2.0.
Well, yeah, that's true. He was in the background lurking with and pulling the strings with Obama there. I mean, Biden. Yeah, yeah. The same thing here. Trudeau lost his popularity, and now Carney swept in and just continued the agenda.
Okay, hear me out. Trudeau lost his popularity in 2018 when he signed the UN Migration Pact. In 2018, we did a Mike in the Night special, emergency Mike in the Night on a Tuesday night. In 2018, Trudeau, and we have it, you could type in UN Migration Pact, sold out Canada without Canadians' permission. With the UN Immigration Pact, open borders, all the bullshit. He killed us that day. That's the day Canada died. The true day Canada died was in 2018 when he signed that bill.
Yes, and the Conservatives are also on the same agenda with not the same agenda, but with the Paris Accord agreement.
Yep. Yes, they were.
So, there's no win-win. Yeah, he might be the better one, but still, he'll still go up to the plate and carry the agenda on.
Yeah, someone's gonna. If they don't follow the agenda, guess what? They're dead.
That's right. they'll get voted down,
Yep.
or whatever. But,
Well, everyone
uh,
that's there in power is allowed to be there because just like social media, all these big players on social media, they're all allowed to be there and they're all allowed to have these big followings and they're all allowed to be part of this. They're all allowed as long as they follow the
yep.
rules, right? And they release
Well, yeah, we saw that in COVID. The
Yep.
ones that stayed on YouTube had to follow the narrative.
Yep.
They couldn't really talk. Especially we know a few of them,
Well, I got
right?
suspended 22 times.
See,
So I
for
got
the truth, you got
22.
suspended for telling the truth.
Yep. Yep. That's how
And,
sad. That's a
and
sad, sad state of affairs, buddy.
oh yeah, this, you know, telling the truth. You know, it's I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Just everybody just do what they can to prepare themselves and make sure they're okay, and hopefully it's not a rough ride.
Yeah, I hopefully, I just straight up, just the governments just leave us alone, man.
Oh yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah,
asking. I'm not asking for anyone to change water into wine and shit. We're just tired of tossing salad here, man. Just leave
oh
us
yeah.
alone.
But there's too many in there. Too many people in there that are there for themselves in Parliament or whatever,
Hmm.
right? And it's all like that Fraser guy over there. Like now you could be charged for reading the Bible or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, come on, I don't know. There's too many. There's too many in there.
yeah.
We
There's too
need less government.
Exactly. We need less government, less government programs, less government everything. Just leave us alone.
Oh yeah.
Let us be.
Yep.
Fix the roads. Make sure they're not broken. Fix the bridges. Right. Stop paying subsidized wages to people from India. Start hiring Canadians back again. Stop with the shit,
Yep.
man. People are tired of this shit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure. Yep. I guarantee. Yeah, all the way around. You know, take care of the people in your country before you look at other countries. Let them. When you import the third world, you're gonna get the third world.
We become the third world.
Yep. Well, you're gonna get it. Yeah. We'll be.
Yeah. It's
I see
disgusting.
it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Enjoa merda.
Enjoa merda. Grande-munted merda is what it is. But
Yeah, I see it. Anyway, take another call. I don't
yeah,
know how
well,
much longer you're gonna be on.
yeah, I'm gonna be on for another 10 more minutes. We're wrapping it up. We're going into our third hour now, but
Okay.
I want to save some callers for next week too. So I've been talking here for hours now. So, anyways, thanks for calling in. Thanks for giving us an
No
update,
problem.
and we'll talk soon. Okay, God bless you, buddy.
You too. Bless you.
Bye bye.
Bless everyone in the chat.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, that's PSD here. Paul, my man Paulo, here on a Mike in the Night. He comes on at least once a month, gives us an update on what's going on, tells us how it's going on, where it's gonna happen. We're so screwed here. We're just getting tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting tired of this shit. And it's getting old. Right? It looks like we're going to have a treat for you guys. We have another caller that wants to call in on Mike in the Night.
Won't let you worry about a thing. It's alright to feel.
You are tuned into Mike in the Night,
Even though it's do or
the voice of the
die,
cop.
that we can make it work. Even though the circumstance is hard, if we try, oh baby. Even though it's do or die, we should make it work. We should make this work. Oh, is it right to feel, baby?
Hey, Mike. Are you there? Can you hear me? Hey, Mike. Hello. Mike.
Okay, guys, it looks like my audio is going off and on. Dino.
Hey,
Okay, can you hear me now?
I got you now. I don't know what's going on
My
there.
mic
Technical
unplugged.
difficulty.
I just saw my mic got unplugged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
it
makes
didn't
sense.
unplug. It just disconnected. I went back to OBS, reconnected the microphone. Like
Okay, okay.
that's
I thought
weird
you got.
shit, dude.
I thought you got excited because I was calling.
Yeah. All right, Dino Bravo here on Mike in the Night, winding down the show, episode 623 on November 3rd, 2025. Okay, buddy, what do you got for us? I know
What
you
an
got
intro!
something.
What an intro! Well, I like what Europe's doing. That's my first thought. I've been sending you some stuff on
I
with
seen
the
it.
Italy
I saw it.
and Ireland, England. Like they are kicking ass down there. And friends of mine are going, "Do you think Canada could do it?" I said, "Probably not." But we
Well,
don't get the.
Canada's not predominantly European anymore, right? It used to be. When Canada was in its heyday was when the Europeans were here, building the roads, building the infrastructure, setting up the sewer system, setting up the highways, building the country. Now forget it. We're finished. We're gonna become like Mozambique.
Well, I mean, we do got we do have a lot of European, like most of my friends are Europeans and stuff, and we hang around and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
there are uh there are a lot of them, and they're getting pissed off, but um,
Dude, my whole high
we
school, half of my high school went back to Portugal, Italy, and Poland.
yeah, we're comfortable here. We've been comfortable for a lot of years, and now we're just starting to feel a little bit of pain, right? So overseas there, they've had it hard. Like England has had a rough go of it. They took all their guns, so now they're just got pickaxes and and knives. So, but I still like their fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're really impressive. The Italians are going nuts there. It's getting scary down there actually in Italy. Like I've been telling you, there's uh, I don't know. They look pretty upset, and they're not going to take no crap. So, I think it was a good move by the Italian president there, to prime minister to eliminate the burqas and all that crap. She's put in a law that it doesn't allow it in hospitals and certain
Well, Portugal did
places.
it when I was in Portugal, and I made a video about it. And
Mhm.
yeah, no, Portugal's finished. Not Portugal. It's finished in Portugal, and there's signs all over Portugal. And I made a video about the sign that this is not Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
So, So yeah, people are just getting they're going to take their countries back. The Europeans always win. They'll take their country back. Ireland will take Ireland back. Italy will take Italy back. Portugal will take Portugal back. It's Canada I'm worried about.
What's the common denominator in all those countries?
Those countries are the last resort.
Christian based. Christian still.
Roman
Christianity.
Catholic,
Roman
Christian.
Catholic and
Yeah.
Christianity. Yes.
Yeah.
They're all in there.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying
go
those
ahead.
countries are the last resort. If I lose Portugal, I'm screwed. I got nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? As Canada fails and continues to fail, and they don't do nothing about it, and Portugal falters, Ireland falters, all these countries. I'm part of the European Union, so I could go anywhere in Europe if I really want to.
That's right. That's right.
But the problem
But
is, if Europe falls, it's like, I really like, you know, my kids are young enough that I could restart with my kids. My smallest is 6. Is 6,
Yeah.
9, and 11. We could always restart. We still have a couple of years window where we could just completely restart from scratch if we want to. Right? They're young enough to.
But
Right?
look at you. Remember when you were in Portugal there,
Mhm.
and look at how you were not shadow banned, and your message was getting out to way more people.
Yeah, I on Facebook, I'm not bragging here when I say this, but I went
No,
from
no.
200,000 views for 28 days to 4.8 million views the second I arrived in Portugal. And then I get back on the plane, the views drop to 0 again.
Oh, exactly. And that's my point. Like, to me, I think it's a no-brainer. You go back to Portugal. I think you got a fighting chance there than you do here. This country, I don't know. People are just quitting. There's no fight.
We're
You know,
being
maybe.
taxed to death. The cost of living is horrendous, man. It's just
Oh,
horrendous, dude.
it is. I mean, how much did that steak cost you in Portugal?
Like €8?
I was in the tourist area of Faro, and I think I paid €15 for a Portuguese steak. You know, with
Yeah,
the
but
egg
tell
and
tell
everything. Yeah.
the people how
Yeah.
big the plate was, though.
Oh my God, it was twice the size of these steak places here. Like, you know, they give you like a little 8-ounce steak, and it's like a
They were all
full
16-ounce steaks.
16-ounce steaks. Yeah,
I know, but
100%.
tell them how big the entrees were that came with the steak.
Oh God, it was a full salad. Like, I mean, by the time you had the salad, you're going, okay, I gotta eat this tuna. You know, oh, it's nuts. And I was, like I said, I was in the tourist area in Faro, and then we went into the Algarve. Everything was like, you pay for it, but you get more than enough food that is just breathtaking. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I would love to move there. I really would. It's, to me, what
Aren't
keeps
you
me
working
back
on?
is
Aren't
kids.
you? Hold on. Aren't
Eh?
you working on a plan to move to Portugal?
Yeah, I am working through my girl there. Yeah, we are working on that. But I got to get her citizenship there first, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, that's to me. And then you could go, like you said, anywhere in Europe. But I mean, even like I was telling my buddy Portuguese friend there, he was telling me he was in the Azores last year. He goes, March, you just go there. You can just you can grow stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff there. Like, what are they going to do? Like, even if they cut you off, you still have, like, you can grow fruits and vegetables, and you can still live there. He says it's like San Miguel. He was there, and he said it's beautiful there. Weather is great. You know, a little cooler in the winter,
It
obviously, but
it
yeah.
was like when I was in the Philippines. The house I built there, and then we walk around. We pick up mangoes in the morning that fall on the roof and roll down to the ground. We pick up avocados. I go fishing and bring back a tuna up to my waist, from the ground to the waist. I showed the videos. The videos are there. We went on
Yeah.
fishing thing. We did all kinds of stuff in the Philippines. It was incredible. There's a whole playlist on my YouTube channel if you go to Adventures in the Philippines. And
Mhm.
there, even if I don't become a legal Filipino, I could live there and just live off because the house is paid for. There's no property tax, right? So I could
No,
just
you
scrounge
got it.
around. You could get
Yeah,
food there easy.
I could see you being the bread man there. You know that bread truck?
Oh, the
That's
guy
what
with the
you could do.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do it, man. You can sell it.
Yep, I could do that. So this is what with our boy Dino Bravo's talking about adventures in the Philippines. Who wants to move to the Philippines? There's the playlist right there. And then go down. He's talking about this video about the bread truck. Let me see if I can find that. The bread motorcycle. The motorcycle bread. Let's see if I can find it here. Lots of adventures here for you guys to check out on the channel. You guys have no idea all the stuff we covered there and all the cool stuff. And did you watch the one you commented on the beautiful people in the Philippines, kids coming home from school and all these
that was cute. They were so cute. That was awesome. Yeah, I saw
young
that.
girls with no helmets on driving motorcycles around and
yeah.
And here's the bread truck. So here's the bread motorcycle. So I filmed this for you guys. I wanted to. So there's the guy. He's driving around selling bread, and he makes it on the spot. He heats it up for you on the spot. So there it is, right there. There's the thing. The bread gets cooked in there, and you get fresh bread, and it's on a motorcycle. He's on a I'll show you the motorcycle right here, so you guys can see it. Man, I learned a lot. Did you learn some stuff from these videos I posted?
Oh, of course I did. It just shows you how enterprising the people there are. How they'll do whatever it takes to make $1. And like when you mentioned that, like that strip there where you're driving down like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And all those places are open and running. It looks like downtown city of Winnipeg or Toronto, or and they're in daytime, and you're seeing commerce exchange and everything. It's crazy. Like that's what they do. But even in Europe, they do the same thing. Like it's not as enterprising anymore now. They still do that. In Italy, I know they do it still, and in Portugal they do it. I've seen it. It's amazing. Just very enterprising people. We're, like I said, we had it too good for too many years here, and now we're lazy. And then now they're bringing all this population in here to overtake us. It seems like, and people are sitting on their hands, and and I'm just getting pissed with it. Like, look at what happened in Tim Hortons there in Ontario. You see that town? They immigrants bought it, and they fired everybody, and they brought only their own race there.
Well, when you say immigrants, what do you mean? Like Europeans?
East Indian.
Those are migrants. Those are not immigrants.
Well, I know. We use. I just use the term.
These are migrants. Migrants that come in are migrants. They come in. The country's already built. Immigrants come here to build shit. Migrants come here to use the shit we built.
I could use the word invaders, but like they're just brought in here. They take it over, and then they fire everybody, and then they bring in their own people. So now they're up in arms. In Quebec now, they're doing the same thing they're doing in Richmond, BC, with the land. They're trying to grab the land there.
Oh, they're putting one of the native shits, eh?
But but my friends are in Montreal there and the surrounding areas. They're saying they haven't dealt with angry Quebecers. That's all he said. When they said we're gonna he says it ain't gonna end pretty for them. That's all he said. They're pissed off. You're not taking like so you're gonna say to someone they paid $1 million for a house, they killed themselves for 30 years to pay it off, and now some guys they're gonna go say no, this isn't your land anymore. I don't think it's gonna end well. Vafangulo, exactly. I'm not letting it happen. I almost personally, I want to sell my joint and just rent something, so I got more flexibility to get the hell out. Because if they're going to try to steal, I don't want to have to go and fight for it. They'll just go ahead. You can, I'll sell it. I'll sell it, and before the market crashes, that's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking, geez, I get top dollar for the shack, and then go rent the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get before the big crash and everything goes, to like maybe 30%, you can get that, and then you can go and turn around and put it into whatever you want, precious metals, whatever. That's what I was thinking.
Precious metals are always a good. You know what's good about precious metal is that anywhere you go, they take it. Anywhere you go to Thailand, Laos, Australia, Germany, wherever you go, you have gold. You could sell it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you can.
It's unlike Canadian dollars. You show up somewhere with Canadian dollars, they look at that and say, "What is this shit?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like American dollars. Like I
Yeah.
purchased a little bit of American money the other day for emergency, and I'm going to urge everyone to put a little bit of American money. If you're in Canada, put a little bit of American, even anywhere you are, put some American money aside, and I'll tell you why. I don't care where you go on the planet. You go to Antarctica, they'll take US dollars. You go to Portugal, you go to South Africa, you go to Thailand, you go to Philippines, Brazil. Everyone accepts US dollars above their own currency.
That's right.
So US dollars, oh, America this, America. Save some American money. It doesn't hurt
Hmm.
because it will be accepted everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. US dollars are accepted. Mexico, Panama, Argentina. I don't give a shit where you go. American money is king everywhere. Yeah, the America is dying. America empire is crashing. It's crumbling. Blah. Yes. But I think the American dollar, and I think Supreme Canon even said this, the American dollar is going to outlive America itself.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, our Canadian, what's our Canadian dollar? Like you said, the American dollar at least has more power. You go and you bring a Canadian dollar to those countries, they're going to laugh at it. Go, I don't want that crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that makes total sense. What you said there, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something else, but I'm sure it'll come back. But yeah, the oh, that's what I was going to say. I think gold's going to get slammed down because what they're going to do is they're going the rich boys are going to get the liquidity like they're doing with Bitcoin now. You see that whale? He made $200 million on that last Bitcoin dump about a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's putting in $500 million. He's hedging on sells, and he's gonna 5 times leverage it or 10 times leverage it. So it's gonna be $5 billion. So that's why Bitcoin's dropping like crazy right now, and all the cryptocurrencies are gonna get slammed.
Like a rock.
Oh, I think so. I mean, these guys think that there's no backdoor. Who created it? So they all have backdoors to them, and they can all manipulate it. And that's another thing they're going to do. They're going to crash. They're going to get all these people to buy it. They put all their money into it, and then they're just going to suck everybody's money out of it. That's what they're going to do. I know these people. They believe it's not true, but I don't know. I play a little bit on the stocks and on the show there. Like I talk to I see the people, the guys with the big money and the movers, and they all say it's going to get crashed, and they're making millions off of it too as it dips,
A
millions
lot of
and
people are
millions.
making money off of people's loss, right?
Yes, yes. Well, that's what they say. One person wins, one person loses,
No,
and
no, no. 10 people. No, one person wins. 50 people lose.
well, yes, I guess you want to look at it that way. But like one guy that I watch, he puts in $500,000 at a time. $500,000 it moves 5x. He makes 2.5 million US,
Mm-hmm.
like in 7 hours. Like it's crazy, but they know how to read the charts, right? But yeah, it's a crazy world out there. But like I said, I'm very proud of the Europeans for what they're doing. West of Ireland and England make me proud. Especially like those guys are fighting. They're not backing down. Now they're marching the streets. They're saying, "Get out of here." I saw in India actually they had in India. Yeah, I saw a video. I think I sent it to you. But they had a East Indian police in India, and they were whacking these Muslims that were praying on their streets. Like
Same
they're
thing. Hold
blocking the
on, hold on.
traffic.
Same thing in Japan.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, here, they don't dare do anything, but down there, they're whacking them,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But I don't know if you saw Kevin Johnson. He's doing that. He's filing a lawsuit against the CRA.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He's got a big, and I watched his Instagram there, and he was talking today, and he said something interesting is that he said that the police departments have been changed to police services.
Yes.
And he said, and these judges they were talking to some lawyers and judges there, and they were saying, well, it's been changed, Because who are you service to? Your service to the big boys, right? You're not serving the people. And that was very interesting. I caught that. That was very interesting take that he said. But it's 18-page lawsuit,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, I don't expect to win, but I expect to open people's eyes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get Kevin on next week's Mike in the Night, and we'll get him
yeah,
on next Monday. And Mondays is easier for him too. So
yeah.
so I think Monday is a nice chillax day. It's just the weekend's over. Everyone's back at work the one day. They come home. They watch Mike in the Night. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was nice on Saturdays, but there are people that have events, like they might have a birthday party or they have some wedding, or
Mm-hmm.
you miss. You know what I mean? This way, Monday, you don't have a wedding. You don't have the odd birthday party maybe, but it doesn't conflict with a lot of things, and the more important thing is it doesn't affect you and your family. You can spend more quality time with your kids and your wife on the weekend. So
That's correct.
it's more important for you than everybody else. We just work around your schedule.
Yeah, no, I think Mondays, if we keep growing Mondays, right now I'm going on the Restream app, and we're at 198 people watching across D Live, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's just jumped to 208 right now. So there's 208 people watching collectively, right? That's not too bad.
Well, that's the second week that you've been doing it, and then let's next month let's say get it to 400. You know what I mean? And start growing that way. It's gonna just take time, and
Mm.
you keep sending the signals out. The people will find you. I
Well,
really believe that.
I'm not getting paid to misinform anybody. I don't get paid. So so it's not like I'm here to push an agenda or push, people are, oh, you're so hard on the Chinese, Mike. It's the government's. No, no, no. The Chinese know what they're doing. They know they're breaking the law. And our governments are
No,
China. So what do you want? You know what I mean? It's like people, oh, you're
no.
too hard on this, you're too hard. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you what you have to hear, not what you want to hear.
How are you hard on anything? You just spit out the facts.
Mm,
It's up to the person to accept it or do research on it. Like you're just saying it, and then do your own checking. Use your own discernment.
mm-hmm,
Like I don't know. I mean, when I first started watching you, that's what I did. I said, "Really? That's true." And then I go look it up for myself, and oh yeah, he's right.
mm-hmm.
Like we talked about, remember a while back, I said, all these immigrants are coming here. That's to change the vote, right? That's what I believe, still kind of believe that the people had a say on their vote. But, then I thought, wait a minute, we don't have a say in our vote.
Nope.
Like I could put conservative at 1,000 times, and over 10 people, and there'll still be one vote conservative. That's what it'll be because they want the liberals in there. The liberals are in there. That's end of story. Trudeau, everybody hated Trudeau after the first election. The first one, the girls, oh, he's so cute, and then after that, they everybody hated him, and he still got in, and everybody's going,
He
how'd
called a
that
snap
happen?
election. I called this 8 months before. The Liberals will
Yeah.
call a snap election during the height of the pandemic and win. And they did, and they won 408,000 uncounted ballots in Oshawa, Ontario.
Okay, here's another question I have for you. Why is he going to do Carney going to do another election now?
I think Paul, that was on the show earlier, is he's going to do the election again to get a majority so then he can put all his friends in power. Paul was right when he said that on the previous call.
Yeah, because I think because the some of the cabinet members are getting heat, and
Mm-hmm.
he has to change them, and he has to change them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he puts in more riffraff of his people in there, and
Basuda.
yeah, yeah, he just changes it. It's the same. It's the same. It's going to be the same result. It's just a different person, right?
Right.
Because I know that the Pierre Poilievre fan club is just going to get all excited again, right?
Oh, those people
But
hated me so much. Those people, I got so much hate from the Pierre Poilievre fan
oh
club.
god,
I
Yeah,
kept
me
telling people,
too.
look,
Whatever.
Mark Carney's going to win. No, a guy named Mark Carney's going to come and become your prime minister. And everyone's like, you're dumb. That guy was a banker. What are you talking about? And then
Yeah,
fast forward,
yeah,
Pierre Poilievre, and then you're not watching the rallies. This
yeah, yeah.
Carney guy is not going to win anything. Look at the Pierre Poilievre rallies. You're stupid. No, he's going to win. I told you he was going to come, and he was going to win. And he won,
Yeah.
just like I said. And
Well,
people still hate me for that.
did you see? Did you see they had all these 1,000 people at this rally for Pierre, and they had they had the press secretary and one other person at Carney's, and then they just did a mockery to the people.
Mhm.
Like everybody thought, oh, there's no way he's gonna win.
There was no way he was going to win. Just like Olivia Chow from Toronto. That was all fixed. All
Oh
of
my
that
God.
election was completely fixed. She
Oh
probably
yeah.
got 8,000 votes. Maybe 8,000 votes. Maybe.
Well,
And
look at her. Look at the mayor in Boston. Everybody hates her guts.
oh, that
And she gets it. That wingnut Chinese lady, like
yeah,
she's
that
not
communist.
a wingnut.
We made
Communist,
videos.
yeah.
What was her name?
I
Video we
forget.
made. Everybody hates you. We made a video called "Everybody Hates You." What was her name? Oh God, I made videos. You know I did, where
Yeah,
she was out
I
there
forget her
making
name.
fun of white firefighters and white Americans, and then there were protests at her house, and then she called them white Americans to come and free her and fix her and keep her safe at her house. Like, give me a break. Oh God, Wong or something Wong. Yeah,
That sounds familiar.
disgusting. Get out of here. What are you doing here?
I want to see countries start doing the Nepal, what they did in Nepal. You see those politicians, they threw them in the river and they stripped them naked and everything, and they're beating them
Iceland.
with a stick. Sorry,
Iceland.
Iceland.
In 2014, we're covering on our channel, the bankers in Iceland were being overthrown.
Oh
and the
no, I
governments
know,
were
but
being overthrown.
they did it in Nepal too, though.
Mhm.
They lit the president's house on fire.
Mhm.
They burned his summer home or whatever, and then he had to escape in a helicopter and get the hell out of there.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it's that's what we need. That's what I see Ireland doing that next, though. Like,
Yeah, Ireland's not. They're done. Ireland again.
oh my God,
Remember that
they're
saying,
so bad.
Dino? Remember that saying we keep bringing up on our channel from Fast and Furious 5?
Oh, remind me.
When you dominate people with violence, they have nothing to lose. What do? They fight back. That's from the movie Fast and Furious 5, and we played that clip for you guys a million times on here from the movie because it makes perfect sense. When you dominate people with violence and they have nothing to lose, what the fuck do they? Guess what? They fight the fuck back. That's what they do.
Well, that's what I tell people too here in Canada.
Mhm.
What's gonna get us irate and the elites are making a big mistake is they're making the food more and more scarce and expensive, right? First it's expensive, then it's going to become scarce.
Yep, and then
And then what's going to happen when I can't feed my kids or you can't feed your kids, we get very, very upset, right? And when
Okay.
a group of people get upset,
I got a $10 super chat
Trouble.
from RC Lamoureux again. Revelation 22:20. Huh?
Lamoureux.
Revelation 22:20. He which testifieth these things saith, surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so come the Lord Jesus. 21. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Amen.
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 And that's the thing that the trump card that we have over these jackasses that are trying to, psychopaths, as Ed calls them all the time, and he's right, is that we have God, and God is the
100%.
he's the ringer. So I don't care what they want to do. They want to push this digital ID, and all this other bullshit. The bottom line is that we have God on our side. So
We have God.
and
We've always had God on our
God,
side. That's why I said Europe will prevail, Europe will prosper, and Europe will get about. Canada's killed God. Mexico
That's
still
right.
has God, and America has God, and God we trust. America still has God, and God we trust. It's on every single American note. Every bill in America states "In God we trust," in every coin. So America is exchanging every day "In God we trust." In God we trust, they exchange it for a legal tender everywhere. In Canada, we don't got God. God's nowhere to be found here. In Mexico, it's on every corner. In Philippines, it's on every corner. In Portugal, it's everywhere.
Yep.
But here,
Yeah.
God's dead. God, when you lose God, a country loses God, good luck.
Yeah, I agree. And we've been overtaken, and I don't know. The people don't seem to mind. I mean, uh, I've noticed my neighborhood in the last year is totally changed. All the people, totally different people.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Uh, you know, and yeah, like I we like I told you before, if you were in Europe right now, your show would probably be 100 times bigger right
Oh,
now.
I'd be in the millions with
Yeah.
followers, and I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, with the amount of effort and time, 6,000 videos, 2,100 live streams, I
Yep.
would have been. But because I was so heavily shadow banned, I was so heavily set back, you know. But it's gonna come. Everything happens for a reason, Dino. Dino, you know everything happens for a reason. You know this very well, more than most people here, because of what you experienced in your life.
Yes. Hmm. But you got the faith and the belief, and that's why you keep doing it. People can sit there and go, "Why is this crazy guy coming in every week doing this over and over and preparing for hours and hours?" And because you have you love the close circle of people that are in your life, that support you and to watch you and everything, and you enjoy uh touching their lives, and I admire you for coming doing in that, every because a week lot of people doing would have this quit a long over time and over ago, and and you didn't preparing do for that, hours and and I hours. admire you for that. And
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, putting in so much time, so much effort, but it's worth it. Right? Jesus
Yes.
had 12 disciples. We have a 100-man army here, right?
Yep.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all these beautiful people I've met here over the years, right? And some people that I've known through my childhood are here too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So that's all. I don't need anything anymore. I'm happy, man. A lot of people said, "Hey, man, Mike, maybe you will become the next Joe Rogan of Canada or some sort of a guy for the people." I'm like, you know what? I'm just happy being where I am right now. I don't want anything anymore. I just want to enjoy whatever time I have left on this plane and enjoy my family, enjoy you guys. You know,
Well, you said it very profoundly just a little while ago. You said, like, just leave us alone. Like, let us live our lives, like you said, or whatever time we have left. Let us live our lives and stop meddling in our lives.
hmm
And it's like the bully, right? On the block there, and he keeps jabbing you, and then eventually a group of guys get together and they beat the crap out of the bully,
hmm
right? And get rid of the bully. And that's what's going to happen with these guys.
yeah,
And
it's just like, remember when we were young, when we were like in our late teens, we go to a nightclub, we're hitting on a girl at the bar, and then you got some other stupid guy come around trying to pick her up too. You know what I'm trying to say?
mhm,
And
mhm.
that's how the government is. They try to come around and screw around with what you're trying to do there and trying to work on, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it's like you want to tell the guy, that's trying to screw you over or block you or whatever, and say hey to him, hey buddy, why don't you just get the fuck out of here? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's just the basic message I have for governments. Just get the fuck out of here. Leave us alone. Let us live in
Leave
our
us alone.
homes. Let us go to our jobs. Let us do our shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. And the thing that that you said, the don't pick sides. I agreed to that for the most part, and also um, don't do a bunch of demonstrating and like a bunch of this crap on the streets and that they want to do that because they want us to fight among the what's it called there that Antifa and all that crap. You have to kind of be careful what you're doing there. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying in general. People have to be careful of when they're demonstrating and stuff because they're trying to entice us to do riots and all
Don't
that
pick
crap. And
sides. Don't pick
don't,
sides.
yeah, yeah, you don't. You got to be careful on what you do there, because it can, it can really go back against us. You don't follow for their craps with any bullshit convid garbage in the future. Don't go for that, and just say no and carry on. And mandates are just that. They're not laws, so we're not going to abide by them. So that's what we have to do as people. We have to just kind of get together, and that's what they're trying to do too. Is they're trying to get people keep you quiet so you can't pass on the message about don't do that, guys. Don't pick sides. Don't get jabbed. It's dangerous. You've done your videos in the past. You've shown all this, and they want to keep you quiet because you're saying the truth and you're saying the right things for people to do, and they want to suppress you. And again, I admire you for fighting through all that, because I know in the past you've had some issues and,
It's
and
not just
stuff with.
online, Dino. It's not okay. Online is one thing. It's all cyber. It's all out there. Whatever. But
Mhm.
it's locally when people come into my store and call me a piece of garbage and I should be thrown in jail, or
Well,
people
yeah,
once a
yeah,
week. Dude, I'll tell you straight up. Once a week, I
yeah,
would have someone come in my store of Indian origin, like not India, Indian, native Indian. And
yeah.
once a week on average, sometimes a week goes by, nothing happens, but someone would come in and basically say, get off my land. I don't want you on my land. And I'm going to work with the community to get you out of this place. So they get rid of the European that has a nice little game store and a little place for people to go buy their stuff. We leave, there's nothing there, it becomes the drug den like it was. It used to be a drug den. You could watch the
Mhm.
videos on my YouTube channel. My store was a drug den before I moved in and cleaned it up and got all the blood out of the friggin' carpet and put hardwood flooring. But but it's just they
Crazy.
purposefully come in and tell me that they hate me and they want me off their land
Yeah,
regularly every
yeah,
week.
yeah,
So it's going to get to a point where take your piece of shit land and
yeah.
fuck off and go back to Europe and then go fight for Europe and take back whatever is happening in Europe and get into parliament or get into some shit that's going to be effective in helping other people.
Well, that's my point. That's why I admire the Europeans. Everybody says Europe's dead, Europe's dead, Europe's dead. Yeah, well, at least they're fighting.
Yeah.
At least they have some backbone.
Mm-hmm.
At least they'll take up arms. They'll do whatever it takes to save their country. What are we doing as Canadian? What are we doing?
Sweet fuck all.
And then you go out there and you say crap and you say stuff like crap stuff. You say come on guys, let's. And then are you conspiracy theorist? No, I love
Dude, I'm
Canada.
a
I want Can.
conspiracy theorist. I'm a racist. What else is there? Conspiracy theorist, racist, and what's the other one?
Oh God,
I
they've
don't
called
even.
you everything under the sun.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, but
everything. Don't worry about it. You know why? Because I'm at a
who
point where I have
cares?
nothing to lose too. Because when people want to come in and start, threatening me, telling me I should be locked up, put in jail. I watched your show.
All
You're
right.
such a this. I'm like, you know what? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You think you know, which is nice to think you know.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at right now. If you come and hang out with me one week at my store, you'll see people come in and tell me, we're going to get you shut down. We're going to get you shut down. We need you out of here. I'm like, mafangulo. I'm a small store putting a little bit of money in the town with a little storefront selling some board games and card games. And you want to get rid of me?
I should get a taser and come along and I'll see there and I'll taser them when they do that. Fuckers. Excuse my language, but I just can't stand people. I, I've I caused a riot in my city years ago on
You
a
did?
call-in show. I think yes, I
I thought
caused
you
a
caused a
riot.
traffic jam once.
No, it was a
Oh,
riot
it
in
was
a
a riot.
mall.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I told you the story. I don't know if I should say it to you, but it was basically a native lady, and she was talking about how all Europeans and and all the we should just be grateful that we're even allowed on this land and we should have no rights, and it's just going on and how her people are just so suppressed and hurt and and all that stuff. And I called in and I started I was a call-in show and I started taking her on. I said, what do you why you say if it wasn't for the Europeans, you'd be on dirt roads and you'd be still living in a teepee. You wouldn't be living where you are now,
Yep.
right? And she got our back up and we started exchanging and everything like that. And then the guy goes, okay, we're gonna have to let you go here. It's getting a little hot out here and in here. And I go, oh, okay. So anyway, I hung up and then uh, my friend calls me later and he says, you were on the show there, and then at the Portage Place in downtown Winnipeg, there was a big riot there. That girl had to be escorted out by the police because people were ready to beat the crap out of her, right? And then so anyway, years goes on, like I don't know, 15 years later, and there's a guy in a stereo store and he's selling, stereo equipment. And I was looking, and he has a distinctive voice, like a radio voice. And I go, hey, are you so and so? And he goes, yeah. He goes, do I know you? I said, do you remember that show years ago where you had that native lady and you were downtown in Portage Place and there was a big riot? He goes, he goes, that was you? I go, yeah. He goes, you incited like a very tense situation there. He wasn't mad at me or anything, but he's going. It was incredible. The people wanted to, like she had to get escorted out by police, and I said, really? Yeah, it was just bad. And I said to my friend, I played dumb, and he said, yeah, she was she had to be escorted by police because they wanted to get at her. Like there was hundreds and hundreds of people that wanted to get at her. And yeah, but you want to go say your thing, great. But I'm tired of these natives that go and they feel entitlement. There's two ways when a country's taken over. My parents, my uncles were arrested by the Nazis in World War II, and they were being marched off to be shot in the head.
Really?
Yes, and my two uncles, and they're friends. There's about 20 of them in the small town, and they called them. They didn't agree with the Germans, so they said, no, we're not taking your side. And then they were going to go shoot them, and then they basically got away. They ended up killing the soldiers, the guys with the guns, and they ended up killing them and escaped. But and I'm thinking to myself, like who are you to and what my point is that when you take over a country, you either abide by the rulers that take over the country's rules, or you get shot in the head.
Right.
But here we let them live here. We put them in shitty situations, which was wrong on the people. But why do we go and give them all these rights and everything like that? Like they have more privileges than the people, the rulers. Like it's so ass backwards here. Like it's unbelievable. Like in Germany, with Poland, the towns had to change to German or Polish, or they were all killed. That's how it went. You're the rulers take you over. Here, the rulers are being pushed around by the people that were taken over. U.S. what they do? They end up killing all the natives, which was wrong. But they should have just made them live with them like we did here. But here, what do? We go give them all these rights, and now we have all these problems.
Yep. Problems follow.
Terrible.
Problems follow.
Terrible.
Always problems following. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I mean, if we would have fixed that, we should have integrated them with us. You live by our rules.
We tried to, but they didn't want to.
Yeah, we didn't force it like the United States
They tried
did.
in 1969, I think it was, and they told us to basically they wanted their own thing, and then 1978, and they wanted their own thing, and 1984.
We signed the treaties, though. We did all that other bullshit, and we give them all these rights and everything. We should never have done that. That was the problem. They have a legal right because these clowns go and sign these stupid paperwork and say, here, you can have this,
they're taking
this,
people's
this,
land away
this.
in Richmond, BC.
Well, that's what that now it's rearing its ugly head. See, and Quebec, same thing, right? And what they're doing with UNDRIP and with these all these invaders coming in, they're going to have us all pitted against them, and they're going to say you have two choices: you can either fight them and go to jail, or you can leave.
You know what? I gotta tell you something. The native people, the native Aboriginal people of Canada, are gonna go to the table with the Indians from India and the Chinese. And you know what the Indians and Chinese are going to tell the native Indians?
What?
We stole the land from them. What are you going to do about it? I like to see that the Indians from India and the Chinese deal with the natives, and the natives are going to see how it's going to be once the Europeans out of the picture. The Indians and the Chinese are going to say, "We stole the land from them. Good luck, buddy." And see what they're going to get after.
No, it's all the native Canadians are being set up.
Yeah, it's all
100%.
It's all
It's all set up. It's all set up through the UN. They're doing it, and they're gonna sit there and go, yeah, here's your land and everything, and then they're gonna see how they're gonna all falter because they're gonna ruin everything, and they're gonna try to get money from the government to keep, to help them put the infrastructure in this that, and they're gonna say, sorry, buddy, you fucked up. We're gonna take it over now, and see you later. You guys are gone, out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're gonna do to them. It's all a trap. They're gonna screw the common white man Canadian, and then the natives are gonna get screwed by the Chinese and the East Indians, whatever you want to say, whoever. But that's through the UN.
Yeah.
It's 100%. It's gonna happen. And a guy in 1980 told me that that house that you live in is not really your house. He told me
we covered this. We covered
the
this
natives
for
are going to
years.
take
You're
it.
leasing your house regardless if you think you own it. We covered this. We've been covering this for years. You don't own your house. You never do. The crown owns everything.
Right. I heard that, but that's true. But like I said, then why are we living here? Like, why do you have a house? Sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
Have yourself able to get the hell out. In a short period of time. Like you set up yourself with, if you go get other, passports to other countries, and isn't the government trying to take that away from us though?
They could try, but it's not. It's not gonna. More people will just leave. Like, oh man, I got to give up my Italian citizenship. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to Italy now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I would do. I just give up my Canadian citizenship. At least I have a fighting chance. This is ridiculous. Like, it's a big setup here, and I try telling native people that I know. Like, I mean, I do have native friends. I don't hate natives. I hate the ones that are very vocal and tell us to get the hell out of off their land, and that I don't appreciate that. But I do have some native friends that they get it, and I keep. Well, they've told me too. It's not the white man is not your enemy. It's your chiefs that's your enemy.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that steal all the money from you. I saw a guy crying on a reel there recently. He's talking about the Indian the chief got $5 million for this band. Money just handed to them, and every person got about 25,000.
Yeah.
So the guy went to the I guess the band house or whatever, and he said, "Can I get my 25,000?" They said, "There's no money for you." No. And then his sister went, and his mother went, and there's no money. 3 people, 75 grand lost. Where did that 5 million go? And we just keep throwing money to the problem.
Yep. It's very common, very, very common thing that's been happening. It's been happening for over 100, 200 plus years now, right? So we're in trouble.
Yep.
We're in a lot of trouble. Things aren't going to get any easier going forward. They're not.
Well, I mean, you feel sorry for the kids too. Like they can't get any work. Like I have nephews that are trying to 2 years. They've been trying to get a part-time job while they go to university. They cannot get a part-time job now. Thank God that their parents take care of them and they can afford to not to work. But what the kids that have to work?
You know how many I get 1 to 3 resumes every week at my store from white Canadian kids born and raised and educated in Canada and can't find a job here.
It's insane. I think one of my nephews put in, I think he said 100 resumes for part-time jobs. Like, and every time, no, no. Like, and I told my sister, I said, they're they're getting paid. The companies are being paid to hire these migrants.
Migrants.
And
Yep, 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 yep,
yeah,
yep. But
I'll get it. So they hired the migrant. So they hire the migrant, and they say, why would I hire you, Mr. Common Canadian white guy, when I can hire the other guy and get 50% subsidy?
80%.
Well, so it depends on different areas. I know a friend of mine has a business, and they've hired a few people, and they got 50%.
Okay, because the fast food is
Maybe
doing
it's
80%. So I
oh no,
do.
this is a fast food. Yeah,
Yeah, but when the people drop off the resumes to me, they're like,
yeah.
"Oh," I tell them, "Why don't you go work here, over there, over there?" I think they're hiring. Yeah, they are hiring, but they're not hiring white people. That's what everybody tells me.
Wasn't that called discrimination before?
Not against white people. It's only against every other culture. But the people
But
that built it,
we got to think of a word though, because discrimination is for the non-whites, right?
Mhm.
So then, what is for whites? We got to think of a word. I have to think of something. Like it's ridiculous.
It's disgusting. It's dirty pool. It's
Yeah,
disgusting what they're doing.
and our fathers built this country.
My dad did. Your dad did. They worked
Yeah,
their asses off to the
a
bone.
lot of our fathers on the show. A lot of our parents built this country.
Yeah.
You know, and some go back 150, 200 years. Their families
Yep.
building this country, and then these jackasses come in here and you know just take over everything and think they can just run this country.
Again, listen to me. They can't maintain it because they didn't build it and they have no idea how to fix it.
Yes, I agree. And Mike, I don't want to be here when all that shit hits the fan, so to speak.
It's going to be Mozambique 2.0.
Yeah, or worse.
Oh, Mozambique 2.0 is pretty bad, buddy. When the Portuguese were in Portuguese Africa, it was glamorous to live there. Nightlife,
Hmm.
events, sports, no segregation. Beautiful. Portuguese left. Go look at Mozambique today. It's a hellhole, destroyed.
Yeah, I want to go see it. Like when I was watching your show, so I couldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it tonight. I want to see what it looks like now. Is like it looked beautiful when you were showing those videos.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Now it's dead bodies on the street, dude. I'm not joking.
and
Dead
it
bodies
was
everywhere.
growing, and it was growing, and it growing, and the cars and the people were all well dressed, and it
Well,
was
the
just a
IMF
beautiful
didn't like
city.
the idea of the Portuguese getting too big, just like Gaddafi and everybody else. Then the IMF started a war and then starting all the bullshit and then kicking out the Portuguese and giving them loans that they can't pay back. And now the IMF comes in and takes out the territories.
Well, that's another thing I'm getting really pissed off about is all these Catholic and getting killed and all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's disgraceful.
Do you
It's
know why
disgraceful.
do you know why the Catholics are getting killed?
Well, I know that they want to kill all the Catholic religion as much as they can. But go
It's
ahead. What are
because
you
they're
going to say?
right. Anything that's right gets killed. You know that,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Well,
Anything that's right gets killed.
well, I mean, we know who's this earth. I mean, God has to take it over again and straighten it all out, and He will, and
Oh
He
yeah.
will. So it's just a matter of time. It's a ticking time bomb for those guys. I wouldn't want to be them. So
No.
no. And like I said, like even like I mean, I don't want to get into the gruesome stuff, but I mean, there's 30,000 guillotines ordered by the United States,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they have 30,000 in FEMA camps. So that's what they want to do. And if you look in the Bible, I forget the passage, but they talk about killing Christians and beheading them, right? So
But it's okay. We got
Catholic.
God. You know that.
I know that. That's what
We
I say.
always
It's
win in the end. It doesn't matter.
yeah, No, I'm 100%. You know me. I'm very positive. With Canada, I'm not so positive. United States, I'm positive, but Canada, I don't know. I don't like how we're so, like you said, Chinese centric. We just cater to them. They can't do no wrong. You put that cartoon up today with where the carnies he's hugging the China with the he has Trump over there 51st state, then oh no, I want to be the 24th province of China, and that's where we are here.
Yep, and that's where we're going to be headed. And unfortunately, there's nothing that the average Canadian proper could do to fix this problem, because the average Canadian proper doesn't count anymore.
Well, I have a new neighbor, for example, Chinese guy. I looked right at the guy. I said hi. He looked at me, didn't say nothing.
That's the that's the Chinaman syndrome. Did you watch last week's Mike in the Night?
I did.
That's called the Chinaman syndrome. The Chinaman syndrome is you could be in a Home Depot, and if all Chinamen are around you and you have a heart attack and die on the floor in the Home Depot, they'll step over your body. They won't even acknowledge your existence.
Yeah, well.
That's the Chinaman syndrome. That's just the mentality that these people have. They just don't acknowledge. They do it when they're driving. They don't even look in their mirror. They don't even know when they change lanes. They turn into cars. They don't give a shit about you. You could
No,
be
they
dead
don't.
on the floor. They'll step over your body. That's called the Chinaman syndrome. They'll never acknowledge you. You don't exist to them. You're garbage. And that's the mentality that Canada wants to bring in.
Yeah, that's where we're going. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, like I said, I feel sorry for our kids. That's what I really do. I it's an awful thing when what's their future? They go to university, get a degree, and then what?
And then
They
what?
got to go
Mafangulo.
in Bafangulo, and then you got to go and line up. Put 100. You can have 100 applications, and then the owner says, "Okay, destroy all the white people's resumes."
I told you that. Remember that? I told you a regional manager for one of the fast food
Yep.
chains. He was
Mm-hmm.
ordered that any Canadian, white, European, whatever, destroy their resume so there's no proof of them applying.
Yep. Well, they did that to you back in Toronto too, with the Portuguese, right?
Yep.
Same pattern, same thing.
I remember I went in for, I got a job interview. It looks like I'm going to get this job at this place. I went into the job. They said if they you know what they told me at the interview? We're not calling here to interview you because we're not going to hire you. We don't want you here. I'm like, okay, so what are you calling me for? I'm calling you because you put Canadian on your resume that you said you're Canadian. You're not Canadian. You're a Portuguese, and they said the N word. You're not welcome here. And if you lie on your resumes again, and we find out, we're gonna give you the lumps. That's what he said. We're gonna give you the lumps.
The lumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what he told me.
Just
So
our fathers are just rolling in their graves right now with this country.
big time.
They came here to give us a better life, and
Or to build us a better life for the future.
yeah, like you often say, build the banks so that the kids can work in them, and then we can't even get all the Chinamen and the East Indians are working in them.
Yep. Because the Chinamen and the East Indians can't build a bank.
No.
No, they can't build them. They can't build a bank. But they get
No.
us, but then they come in to work in the bank. And the nice, clean hand job, right?
Yep.
So
And then guys like Paulo, they're busting their asses in construction, and then
Paulo
now they're
works
late.
really hard. Paulo
Oh,
works
I can
really
tell.
hard. I know who he is. I grew up with
Yeah.
him, and he works like an animal. He works very hard for his family.
Yep. I can tell. And just by the way he talks, I can tell.
Yep.
He busts his ass. And that's what all the immigrants did, to build this country. And, now we're being punished for doing it.
We're punished for building it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're punished for building it all. And that's the most disgusting, despicable, bullshit motherfucking thing you could ever.
Yep.
It's just disgusting, dirty rat shit. And
Truly.
and people will wake up to it. People will wake up to it, and they're gonna regret it, because once we go, the whole country goes to hell, just like Mozambique 2.0. It was great. It was clean. It was Mercedes taxis. Now it's bullshit.
Yep.
And it will happen here.
And that's the thing too. Like going back to Portugal, they have the immigrants there, whatever you want to call them, invaders, but they're not as many, and I think they're starting to really get riled at them, and they want to get them
Portugal
out of there.
deported a pile of Muslims the other day. I was there.
Yeah.
And
See,
they're putting up signs. People are done. That's done. It's Portugal. This is not. Portugal doesn't need immigrants or migrants. Portugal's built 1,000 years ago. It doesn't need shit.
yeah. That's why I'm saying, you go there, you got a fighting chance. What do we got here? What future do your kids have here?
Not much.
If you create the business and you have the business, then yeah, they can work for you. Otherwise, where are they working?
RC Lemereau is saying jail time for the politicians and the bureaucrats. Watch shit to hit the fan this month. RC, I really hope God hears you. I really hope God hears what you're saying in the chat. I really hope so. I really do.
Yep. But it's in God's time, not in our time. God's time. So when he pulls the trigger, it's over.
Yeah. Now, do you believe me, Dino Bravo, when I say that 41% of us only possess a soul? There's unsold vessels on this earth, and they're interferers, NPCs, whatever the hell you want to call
NPCs.
them.
Yeah, NPCs. Yeah,
I call them interferers. They're just interfering. They're bullshit.
Yeah, it's actually quite scary. You brought that to light for me too, and I did some research, and I've been having people. Good thing my friends passed; they are not NPCs, but there's a test on the internet to see if you're an NPC or not, and it's scary. Yeah, I agree with you. But I think we, in this, I guess this every night in your army, I think that we relate well with each other because we aren't. You know what I mean? We identify. We know that. I know you're not an NPC. I know that. So and you resonate with me. So that's the difference. I think that's why I get really pissed off with certain people, and I can't stand them, and I go, he must be an NPC because I don't like him, and that's probably the case. And I know you've run into people like that too. So
all the time.
yeah,
all the
and
time, dude.
and they're NPCs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're broken, just hardwired. You're either born with consciousness and awareness, or you're born with awareness only. And a lot of people on this planet are just awareness. They're just 5 o'clock, go home, drive home, pick up this, pick up that. I don't like you. I hate you. That is awareness.
Robotic.
Consciousness is your soul. So you're either born with consciousness and awareness, or just awareness, and you're just an NPC to fuck with people here and to make or create more of a life experience. That's all it is, my friend. But the consciousness is our soul. We're already programmed. Okay, you're coming here. You're going to do this. This is your life experience. Go enjoy your life. I'll see you on the other side when you die. God bless you.
Yeah. And that's another thing you said too, back to your Filipino videos. You had said that with a Roman Catholic back like people there, the people are friendly. I noticed the people here are more and more and more less friendly. As the years gone by, since the fake pandemic, people just turn so cold. They don't help as much. Like, it's
Everybody hates
amazing.
everybody here.
I mean, if I saw you, I had to stop doing it because people go, you're going to get hurt. There's something's going to happen to you. Because I stopped, when a person's car is broken down, I always try to help them. I feel bad for them. I'll push them out of the way, and you need a phone? No, I got a phone. Okay, then call phone this guy. He can fix your car. You're always trying to help.
Mhm.
These other people, they don't give a shit. They just keep driving by. You know, like it's insane. It's insane how poor our fellow man. We don't do anything for our fellow man anymore. Seems like, you know, it's pretty sad.
It's very sad. It's extremely sad. It's beyond sad. It's irreparable, right?
It
And
is.
and and
Yeah.
I just don't want to be negative, but it's just
Well, that's just it. I try not. I don't want to be negative either. I mean, people are down enough. You don't need to be hearing a bunch of guys spewing, two guys talking negatively. No, I agree, but facts are facts. Sometimes the truth has to be said. And we need to move. We need to, like I said, I hope for Canada. Like, it was such a great country when we were growing up, and I just want to see it go back. I really do. But I mean, uh, it's like the ship's leaking water, and you're bailing, but everybody else is watching you bail. You know what I mean?
yeah, no one's helping you bail the water.
No one's helping you bail the water. That's how I feel. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna drown if I don't jump, right? So uh, sometimes I think, I don't want to jump, but and I have kids, so I have to look out for them too. But they can come with me too, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
All right, Dino Bravo. It's been an exciting 4 hours here tonight on Mike in the Night. Extended time overdrive here tonight on Mike in the Night, episode 623. Guys, don't forget to buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description. If you're watching this on replay, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank Mitch Bannon for buying me a coffee. Join the channel like Dino. Dino joined the channel. Join the channel if you want for $1 on YouTube, or $3 intro, or $50 for hardcore. Join the channel, be part of the channel, support. Just help me pay the damn internet bill and some electricity. That's all I'm asking for.
And a taser.
And a taser. Yes, you got it.
All right. Well, nice talking to you again. It was
Well,
my
God bless
pleasure
you,
to.
and let me
Yeah,
know
God bless you too.
when you're up in my area. Let me know when you're around here. I'd like to spend some time at the shop and order a pizza and watch some TV together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'd like to do that. Put me on the list. I'm gonna.
Well,
I'm,
for
I'm
sure.
gonna
Tell
make
me
it.
when you're going to be in my area, for sure. Okay.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
God bless you.
God bless. Take care, everybody.
All right, that's our boy Dino on Mike in the Night in episode 623, guys. I'm going to wind it down here, guys. It's time for me to go. And I want to thank Mimo. Mimo just joined the channel. Thank you, Mimo, for joining the channel, being part of the channel, liking and subscribing. Whatever you donate to this channel, you guys need to know, it's just to keep me going. We average about $500 a year on the channel. That's what we make here, about $400 or $500 every year. That's all we make. And I need to cover my internet, my electricity, my this, my that, all of my bills. And thanks, Mimo. I appreciate that. Oh, Paulo's still awake. Paul, dude, you gotta go to work. What time is it there? 1 o'clock in the morning? Watching Mike in the Night? Sandy in the house, Paulo in the house, Mimo in the house, RC in the house, Steve S in the house. Thank you for being here, Steve S. Thank you for being very active in the comments here. Again, that's just a very small community we have here, but we know we're not no bullshit Joe Rogan, Russell Brand garbage. We know what's going on. Why? Because no one's paying me to misinform you. And I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear here. And we're a small community. We take care of each other. Half the people in this chat, I know personally. Half the people in this live chat, I know who you guys are. We know each other. We've either met in person or we spent some time on the phone. But we take the time to be with each other, right? And that's what's important here. And that's why I'm here, man. That's why I'll be here next Monday. I got nothing next Monday. I'll be here next Monday. Like clockwork. For episode 624 of Mike in the Night. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be signing off. It's been 4 hours, and it's been an absolute honor to be with you guys here tonight. Mike Martin's here, signing off for 623 of Mike in the Night. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.